De'Aaron Fox and the San Antonio Spurs have agreed on a max contract extension, fellas.
Mhm.
4 years, 229 million. This will take De'Aaron Fox and the San Antonio Spurs throughout the 2029-30 season. How
Mhm.
are we feeling about this move for De'Aaron Fox and the San Antonio Spurs ultimately?
Well, the first thing that I want to say is kudos to San Antonio for locking up De'Aaron Fox, because I was a little worried. I wasn't sure exactly what the plan was, considering they got De'Aaron Fox and then they draft Dylan Harper, who I felt like was a younger version of De'Aaron Fox. But De'Aaron Fox is now, he's only 27 years old. So it was obvious with them locking him up for this amount of time that he's there now and he's their future. And I think this is a good thing for Dylan Harper because Dylan Harper gets to learn playing behind De'Aaron Fox. I think that he's definitely going to flourish playing behind De'Aaron Fox. The guy that I thought about the most, Ron, was Scoot Henderson. I mean, how much better would Scoot be today if Dame Lillard would have been there for those 2 years that he wasn't in Milwaukee? How much better would Scoot Henderson be now than he was? I feel like Dylan Harper's definitely going to benefit from that. So when you have a guy in De'Aaron Fox, who, in my estimation, I mean, before this season started, I had him in the top 5 in league guards in the game. You had SGA, you had Luka, you had Curry, and you had Brunson, and then Halliburton, Trae Young, Fox. I had him in that space.
Mhm.
Whichever one you thought was better, that's the space that I had him in. The fact that Wemby is the rim protector that he is, I think that speeds up San Antonio's transition game, which actually complements De'Aaron Fox and makes him even better as a transition player because that's what he is anyway. So with Wemby blocking shots, that makes him even better. On top of that, now you got a distributor like De'Aaron Fox. I don't think he's as good a distributor as Luka. I don't think he's as good a distributor as Trae Young or Darius Garland, anything like that, Ron. I'm not going to go that far. But what I am going to say that I think he's a good enough passer that he can get guys like Wemby, he can get guys like Castle involved in the game more, playing faster. When he was the most productive was in Sacramento that year that they went to the playoffs. I think they finished third. I think they had a top 5 pace. And I think that's the most important part of this whole thing, the fact that they're playing fast. And when they play fast, I think that's the most productive thing for De'Aaron Fox. So I think this is good. The fact that they signed him for these 4 years, we're living in a time of parity in the NBA. And I think San Antonio sees within the next 2 years that they can maybe have a shot at making a deep playoff run. And, they're investing in De'Aaron Fox. And I'm feeling it. 100% I'm feeling it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree, right? De'Aaron Fox, I feel like the timeline is sped up with Wemby to, next 5, 6 years or so. I think there are 1 or 2 more pieces away. A trade with Devin Vassell and Jeremy Sohan and a couple picks. They can probably land another all-star type of player. But De'Aaron Fox and Wemby pairing is almost like a match made in heaven. I mean, he played with Sabonis, but Sabonis is not as nearly as good of a defender as Wemby, which can cover a lot of flaws that De'Aaron Fox might have. You mentioned Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper, how they would pair with De'Aaron Fox. I think they can all be on the same court at the same time. Stephon Castle is 6'5", 6'6", and then Dylan Harper is also around the same height. So they're not small guards. They can all play together, and especially if you have Wemby in the back end, who's 7'5", their defense is going to be perfectly normal. I think with Fox having this contract up till 2029, I believe it was a no trade kicker. So that means that they can't trade Fox without having to pay him.
It's no player option in there either, which
No player
means
option as well.
which means they're locked in. Like we're married
Yeah.
for 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. So I think even if like next year doesn't go as planned, let's say hypothetically somebody gets injured, they still have 3 or 4 more years to help at least get the Western Conference Finals and possibly make the finals. And like I said, if it doesn't happen, they still have trade assets to eventually get a second or third All-Star that can eventually make that happen. So I think this kind of just like a building block, kind of like how Oklahoma was in like 2022, kind of like how the Rockets were this year. They're on their way to eventually becoming either the OKC or the Rockets.
My question to you is, and I thought about this with what you just said, is it ridiculous for me to think that you could have a guy or you could have 2 guys that are that good that you don't need a third star? You just need a third complementary piece. Like I think we live in a space today where I don't think that that's necessarily that important like it was years ago when you need James, Wade, and Bosh to compete. You need James, Kevin Love, and Irv. You need Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I don't think that we need to live in that space like we did years ago, especially a guy considering how good Wemby is and how good I think Fox is going to be with Wemby. I mean, over the next 4 years, is it ridiculous for me to think that you don't need that kind of third guy?
I would say that if De'Aaron Fox was a little bit better as a point guard, you know, if hypothetically he was more on like a Jalen Brunson type of level or like a Tyrese Halliburton, look like one step higher, then maybe like the complementary.
If
we gotta see
it.
That good, Ron.
We gotta see it. We gotta see it.
I do think he's that good, Ron.
We didn't really see his pairing with Wemby last year, so we still don't know how good a fit that's going to be, especially if you add Dylan Harper into the mix. So we kind of have to see it on the court and see how they actually mesh together. Yeah. But if he was a better distributor, kind of like how you mentioned a little bit earlier, I feel like it could work, kind of like how the Indiana Pacers did this past year. But that being said, I don't think De'Aaron Fox and Wemby is enough. I feel like you do need a second shot creator. Or like in the point of attack defender or something like that.
So you figure with what? Yeah, because when I think about what Oklahoma City had, I mean, I think Chet is, if Chet's the third guy, do you have somebody to match that?
Yeah, like for the Spurs, like who would be the third guy? Would it be Castle?
Devin Vassell has averaged 20 points per game. Like Devin Vassell can go. Devin Vassell is a perfect off-ball fit next to De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama. He's a shooter. He's very athletic. Like
you can say that, but then you have a team where it's like you're starting 4 guards essentially, right? Unless he comes off your bench.
Who? Devin Vassell?
Where do the minutes come? Devin Vassell, yeah. Because then who's playing the power forward position?
I mean, that's where you got Keldon Johnson. You got Jeremy Sohan. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not starting Keldon Johnson. I mean, he's coming off the bench.
Then you got Jeremy Sohan then.
And Ron, you already know how I feel about Carter Bryant. Jeremy Sohan, them minutes, you're going to have to come off some of the minutes because Carter Bryant going to play. I think he's definitely going to play. Yes. I know how you feel about him, Penn, and he might not be there as an offensive player yet, but I still think that
he's coming fast.
I look at that guy and I focus, Ron.
Pause.
Focus, Ron. I look at that guy and he looks like the kind of player. Right.
He's going.
How about this, Ron? He's on his way, Ron. Ron, he's on his way. How about that, Ron? You like that better?
He's on his way.
He's on his way, Ron. Do you like that better? All right. Well, he's on his way. And he looks like that kind of player where he needs to be on the floor. And we're going to have to find minutes for him. Now, Mars doesn't love running offense for Jeremy Shochan, and I don't either, to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of running offense for Jeremy Shochan. I'm good. We don't have to do that with Carter Bryant because I think Carter Bryant's going to create offense with his defense. Whereas, he ends up getting he gets his hands on steals and things like that, and he gets out in transition. He's able to make layups. So that's the kind of stuff that I consider when I think about San Antonio.
I mean, the big concern is about Wemby's blood. He had blood clots, right?
Yes,
he's clear now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's like a nagging injury or a nagging thing that goes on. Not a doctor, but who knows how that can affect his play going into next year. He might be more hesitant.
Yo,
I don't know if you noticed, Kill. Olajuwon had that in 80, 88.
Brandon Ingram had that. There's a lot of players who've had this
Olajuwon
issue.
had it too, and it didn't become a problem. They dealt with it.
Penn, what's your thoughts on De'Aaron Fox and the San Antonio Spurs and this 4-year contract extension?
Mistake. Big mistake. Big mistake. That's all I got to say. That's a big mistake.
Is it because of money? You think they overpaid for him?
Chill. Do I think they overpaid? They overpaid significantly. This is a dude. It's not a. It's the thing you're not understanding is he's 27, going on 28, right?
Yep.
That's when his current contract runs out. Now you're tacking 4 years onto that. There's something that maybe some people disagree with, but I have a general philosophy. Undersized guards, I treat them a little bit different. Quick twitch players, I treat them a little bit different. Non-shooters, I treat them a little bit different. Fox is all three. And he's not a superstar. And you're paying him like a superstar. When I go, if I'm De'Aaron Fox's agent, what's my leverage going to the Spurs? I'm already in a state with no state tax. So San Antonio was already a blessing for us leaving California and getting into Texas or Florida or one of those places where there's no state tax.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm the Spurs, I'm like pitching them 38, 40 to get 56 chill is insane. To be paying this dude over $60 million when he's going to be 33 years old is insane. You're not going to be able to move this. You're not going to be able to move this contract. I promise you this. This is going to be bad.
Are they going to want to move that contract, though, is the question, Open, considering...
We don't know. You don't know. I don't know. They don't know because they don't have a sample size to run with. Now, let's just say, hypothetically, okay, De'Aaron Fox, fantastic player.
Why don't they have a sample size to run with?
How many games did Wemby and Fox and Harper and these dudes actually play together? They played 0 games together because you just drafted what I believe to be probably your franchise point guard.
And that's you guys' problem.
Why?
That's your problem.
It is right there.
Hey, that's the problem with this generation, Chill. I was just telling my girl this yesterday, Chill.
Yo,
that's
we the same generation, Ron.
Hey, I said this generation. That's the problem with this generation. Hey, you got a steak on your plate. You got some nice steamed vegetables. You got some mashed potatoes. But you looking at that lobster tail over there.
What's wrong with what you got right here? What's wrong with this plate right here?
You looking at them pork chops over there.
This conversation's already flawed because you push back on De'Aaron Fox not being a better player than Jalen Brunson, which I didn't think was debatable.
Have that conversation today.
We did.
How is that a debate?
Okay, but we're not. Before we get into that, you are talking about Dylan Harper.
Mm-hmm.
A fool who ain't even, let me not say fool, a player who hasn't even played an NBA minute. He hasn't even put on his uniform. He didn't look all that good in summer league. I'm saying this is a dude who
2 games he played.
This is a dude who coming into the NBA, he wasn't even better than De'Aaron Fox coming out of Kentucky.
Then don't take him number 2 or trade the pick. My point is the development. You're not going to play him 10 minutes a night, right? So at some point you're going to play him off of Fox. And certainly Fox ain't playing off of him. Okay. Fox ain't playing off of him. So but he's not a good shooter. And
what does that mean, Penn? I mean, because he shoots for his career, he shoots around 40% in the mid-range. That's not bad. That is not bad at all.
He shot 37 last year.
Are you talking about De'Aaron Fox?
Last year.
He actually shot 40. He shot 54 with San Antonio. Shot almost 55 in the mid-range.
I mean, De'Aaron Fox is a fine mid-range player, and he's a great downhill guy, and he's a decent passer, and he's a decent defender. That's not something you pay $56 million.
He's better than decent on the defense.
No, he's not.
100% he is, Ben. He is a guy.
If he's not Drew Holiday.
Okay, elite.
He's not Marcus Smart.
Okay,
he's not prime Kyle Lowry. He ain't that good.
I think that
he's good. He's not a liability. You can't pick on him, but
that's better than decent, though, Penn. Like when you're talking about being a decent defender,
would he make a 15 all
somebody
defense?
That's salvageable, somebody that's okay.
Yeah, would he make 15 all defense? Be for real now.
He would have made it a couple years ago. Yeah.
Okay. I think, look, respect to De'Aaron Fox. I think he's a $40 million player. I was in our group chat was firing up some comps, right? Jamal Murray, guys like Jaren Jackson, dudes like this. He's getting paid more than Jaren Jackson Jr. Okay. I don't think that's right. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is worth way more, multiples more.
Better than Jaren Jackson Jr.
On what planet?
Maybe Memphis should pay Jaren Jackson Jr. some more money then.
Look, the other complicating factor here, I hear what you're saying, Ox, and I understand this is your man, and you very big.
That has nothing to do with it, Penn. I'm saying that if you have a problem with him making more than Jaren Jackson, you should call Memphis front office and tell them, hey, pay Jaren Jackson some more money.
This isn't about Jaren Jackson. This isn't about the money. This isn't about Jalen Brunson.
No, it's definitely about the bread.
I'm telling you, Penn, what this whole
money. It's about the fit, and it's about the future.
Dylan Harper.
It can't be about the fit.
No, it's about Dylan Harper.
No way.
That's the only. Look, if they would have never drafted Dylan Harper, nobody would be in an uproar. Twitter would not be on fire right now. This is all about a player who hasn't even played an NBA minute yet.
You're getting caught.
But how does this isn't a bad thing for Dylan Harper. It's not a bad thing for Stephon Castle. I heard somebody on Twitter, or I read somebody say on Twitter yesterday that they should be worried or they should be concerned.
For what?
Why? Like because a veteran point guard is getting paid, and you're just one of them was a rookie last year, so they're going to their second year, and one's a rookie now. that has like them getting paid. What is that? Why would they be concerned about that? Did they think that they were gonna come in and take over De'Aaron Fox's spot? Were they did so, you know what I'm saying? Like, did any of you think that the plan for the Spurs was to, okay, we got De'Aaron, but hey, Dylan, you're starting at the 1, Stephon Castle, you're starting at the 2 or something? Like, what does this have to do? What does this have to do with them at all?
Someone is
First of all,
probably Devin Vassell.
First of all, good
I didn't
morning.
see
Good
Drenchy
morning.
come
Good
in.
morning.
What up, Drenchy? I ain't even see Drenchy come
Morning,
in. What up, Drench?
Morning.
Good morning. Second of all,
We ain't even seen that kid playing in the NBA yet. And we talking about
first of all, the Spurs was a bad team last year, bro. Like, how y'all just got high expectations for these young guards to just come in and do what with Wemby? Don't you think Wemby need somebody like De'Aaron Fox to help him settle down? Young guards don't normally do that. Young guards don't know how to run the table with a player, a gym in their lap like Wemby. So I don't know why y'all. I don't know why
you
y'all
can like De'Aaron Fox. You don't have to like him at $56 million for 5 years.
Penn,
Yeah, but you gotta pay him though. Who like you have to
No,
pay
you
him.
don't. What's the competing offer?
Trade him.
What's the competing offer?
Trade him.
Okay, we just saw free agency, Jordan. What is the competing offer? What other team out there is paying him $56 million? Go ahead.
A bunch of teams would have paid. If they had the cap space, they would have paid him.
Yes,
you have to pay him. Who else was the Spurs going to pay?
First of all,
they don't pay nobody, so they have to pay him. Who else was they going to pay?
Which that part right there,
things are changing in San Antonio anyway. We keep talking about what the Spurs do and what the Spurs don't do. This ain't the same. The organization isn't just. I'm not saying this. They're like making a 180. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. This just isn't the same organization as the one that we grew up on. You know what I'm saying?
Of course,
so we can't hold it to those same standards. You know what I'm saying? On top of that,
that's what I'm saying.
Like Wemby ready, bro. Like he needs another veteran guard to come and play.
That's what I'm saying. So you have to pay De'Aaron Fox.
Right, and that's what I'm thinking. Like y'all. I think people expect Dylan Harper or Stephon Castle to be ready right now for what Victor Wembanyama is ready for. Like Wembanyama, I think Victor Wembanyama is good enough already. He's got the talent to where they can try to make some playoff runs. So I would be trying to secure one of the better point guards to make a run with him. I don't like. I think that would be unfair to Victor Wembanyama to be like, well, we just drafted Dylan Harper. He's your running mate for the future.
Right.
Like, let's see first. You know what I'm saying?
And besides,
even if it doesn't work out, even if it doesn't work out, it's only 4 years from now. It's like 4 years from now, you can
5 years.
get rid of him if it doesn't
5
work
years.
out.
Yeah, but you can trade him next year.
Wemby's still only gonna be like 25 years old at that point.
I swear to God, man.
And Penn, please don't say that contract is not tradable because
it
saw
is
Chris
not
Paul,
tradable.
who had a radioactive contract when he was in Houston, and he got traded.
Anybody can get traded.
And Dylan, not Dylan Brooks.
What did he get traded for, Joe?
De'Aaron Fox is 27 years old.
Which was another contract that couldn't get traded. Yes,
but they still traded it. But they still traded it.
Bradley Beal got traded.
Oh my! Anybody
can get
Bradley
traded.
Beal is a different situation. Bradley Beal fell apart after he got traded.
Here's my issue.
Falling apart.
Here's my issue though with you, Penn, because I want to piggyback off what Ox just said. You don't like the fit. What's the issue with the fit with both Wemby and De'Aaron Fox? Where's the problem?
Okay, number one, contractually, Wemby is probably going to get a supermax. I'm just going to put that out there. He's probably making
not a supermax, rookie max.
It's a supermax.
Okay,
it's rookie a supermax extension. It's going to be in the 300 million range. Okay, so next year, if he wins Defensive Player of the Year, makes any All-NBA team, I think if he's playing 65 games, he's making All-NBA team. Lock. So lock that up. He's getting max dollar. You combine those two players, a couple of years from now, you can pay them $122 million. That duo is worth $122 million.
How do we know it's not?
I understand.
How do we know it's not over the course of time, Ben? How do we know that it's not over the course of time?
Okay, and this is where the fit thing comes in. Now, look, De'Aaron Fox is not, in my opinion, Gary Payton. He's not Jason Kidd. There's a level of guard that you have to pay, like max top 2, top 3 point guards in the league. I don't know if we can disagree or agree how great he is. We did a list yesterday of, all the guards. I think as a guard, I'm not saying point guard, as a guard, he's not a top 10 guard in the league. I can name you 10 guards unquestionably that are better than him. So he's like a top 20
You're not
guard.
gonna name 10 unquestionably, but if you want to say
Guards?
10, yeah, I can probably question a few of
Jordan,
them. It's not gonna
if
be
we
10.
Yeah, I
try,
can't
you
question.
know what that's gonna turn into if we try to.
No, I know, but I'm just saying it's not the unquestionable part. Is just you can question it, but
Objectively,
He's in the 7 to 13
Yeah.
range.
objectively, you can't name 10.
yeah, I would say he's in the 7 to 13 range, of course, for sure. But the unquestionable
Ron
part is
trying to
crazy.
bait me into one of those viral clips, you know, where I just list off like, look, I'm
As you were saying, Pim, we
it's-
were on fit, and that's what we were talking. We were talking about fit.
if okay, let's just say Dylan Harper, Steph Castle, these are guys, you know, these are real players. These are guys you may not necessarily say they're going to be 100% better than De'Aaron Fox, but you pick them top 5. Dylan Harper, I think, has a case that coming out of college, he's a better player than De'Aaron Fox. I can make a case. You could disagree.
Dylan Harper coming out of college was better than De'Aaron Fox. No, he was not. Do you remember him running with Bam in Kentucky?
Steph
No, he was
Castle.
not better than
Steph
him.
Castle won a national championship and he won Rookie of the Year. He is a legit player. And he is a
Okay.
legit two-way player who has multi-positional skills.
So was Foxy. You are not.
Fox
playing
went to
guard
the
at
Final
Kentucky.
Four.
Playing defense.
Fox went to the Final Four.
Cool.
It was tearing ass up the whole way.
Okay.
Tear ass up,
Okay.
bro.
So
I don't get the
And he got
celebration.
Devin
for Castle, but not for
Vassell,
Fox.
Devin Vassell is not chopped liver, and frankly, for this lineup to work with Wemby
chopped
and Fox, or you know all these dudes, Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, Carter Bryant, invaluable in terms of spacing. Yes, they are
try- you can
invaluable.
try-
Whoa, slow down with the Carter Bryant thing, because I keep telling y'all with this Carter Bryant kid, bro, y'all are
He
over
look
the
good
top.
though. He look good though, bro.
He's good. Yeah, he look good in goddamn pickup and shit. Bro,
Right.
that motherfucker can't hit a goddamn cruise ship when he's shooting in the game. Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
37% from 3 last year.
Okay, we got all right.
now.
Did you see him in
Come on now.
preseason? What did he
Wait.
preseason?
So I'm supposed to
talk about
take
his
summer league as more serious indication of his skills than Arizona Division I basketball.
Yeah, yes.
Jordan, you
'cause
actually
it's the
believe
NBA
what you're
3-point
saying?
line. Yes, that's
oh
why.
my God! You
Wait,
are
Jordan.
serious Carter Bryant.
Wait, Jordan. Carter Bryant averaged 6 points per game last year.
But he
Off
shot
the
37 from
bench.
3. But he
Off
shot
the
37 from
bench.
3.
Oh,
Yo, okay. I mean,
Y'all gotta chill with the Carter Bryant shit, bro. He's a good defensive player. You gonna be talking about, man, this kid really needs to work on his offense. Yeah, he needs to work on his
We
offense.
already know that, though.
Nobody is
That ain't-
denying
that ain't
that he
news.
needs to work on his
That's
offense.
not news, Jordan. We know that.
Nobody
So
is
why are you
denying
talking
that.
about? Why you talking about like invaluable? Like
Invaluable
Like,
because he is multi-positional and he can actually shoot. My point is he does.
how do you
all
know that if he averaged 6 points a game?
Because I've watched him in high school, because I've watched him in college, because I watched him. I mean, yo, Jordan, like I can text you later. Like I happen to know a lot more about this kid than you do.
Why
Like,
text
I'm
him
just gonna
later?
switch
We
that up.
talking right now.
Yeah, but I understand what you're
Maybe
saying.
there's some
too.
shit that I
Man,
can't
there's a
share
lot of
on
kids that can shoot in
on
high
live
school.
stream, bro.
Okay. There's a lot of kids
Irrelevant.
that can shoot in high school.
My-
NBA
okay.
3-point line is a little
Y'all
bit
get
different.
hung up on the most like mundane bullshit. Like my point is, if Dylan Harper and Steph Castle actually become lead guards, at some point Fox may have to transition to being an off-ball player, like a Mike Conley. Do you know what I mean? Like you might have to play off a dude. The positional versatility here is Fox is an on-ball player. He is a guy whose main strengths are things that I don't think are going to age super well in an off-ball role. I think he is a guy who relies a lot on athleticism.
Yeah.
We can agree on that.
You know, why
He's
would
a
you put him off
downhill
ball, though?
finisher.
Speed,
Right, and
speed.
Yeah, and
Fast
look,
players in
the
the-
mid-range stuff, typically teams reserve mid-range attempts for their stars. So my view on this is you're locking up $55 to $60 million of your cap sheet when you have arguably in the future maybe one of the best players, if not the best player in the league, and you're going to be competing for championships. I don't want to have that type of contract on my books, which might limit my flexibility to be able to move off of that. And I guarantee you that's not going to be a positive contract when he turns 30 unless something very different happens here. So I understand.
Why at 30
Fox
years
might
old?
be,
Pim?
my Fox might be like
Okay,
a
chill.
35
Chill.
point guard at
Chill.
30.
You're a
No.
basketball historian. Think about what I'm saying. How many guards have you seen fall off a cliff at 29 who have shaky outside shots and who are downhill threats, who get a lot of their advantages off of quick twitch athleticism? How many guards have we seen like that? We've seen Derrick Rose. We've
At
seen
30? At 30?
Derrick Rose fell off way before 30, bro, but that's injury.
Because he had
He got
knee issues though.
Okay, Russell Westbrook. Was Russell Westbrook an MVP candidate past 30?
At
I
30,
think he
At
won it
30?
at 30.
West was
He
getting
won it at
busy at
30.
30.
Was
Or
he
29.
an MVP candidate past 30? I'm talking about the
He won it
regression.
at
Wait,
29.
But we
Fox
can't
didn't
say
peak as
MVP
high.
candidate. We can't say
Because
MVP candidate.
real quick, what does MVP candidate got to do with anything?
Yeah,
I'm-
like we
wait,
can't-
wait,
we
but
can't say
that's not my question, Pin. Just don't answer that. Don't answer that. I'm just curious to know how come we're so high on kids that we haven't seen play in the NBA and so low on a guy that we've seen have impact in the NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Russ was 28, by the way.
De'Aaron Fox, regardless of where y'all want to rank him, you say he's top,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I don't care where you want to rank him. De'Aaron Fox has had a really solid NBA career so far. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
even this last year where he played through a lot of injury, you know, and played and was supposedly a down year, he still came with 24, 4 and 4. You know what I'm saying? And this was a I think we can all agree this was one of in the past 4 seasons, this was probably his worst season. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with a lot of injury and stuff like that, right? So how are we so high or so low on him getting paid because of two youngsters that are yet to prove themselves in the league? Stephon Castle had a really good rookie season, rookie of the year, obviously, right? But I just think we're putting in, and we talked about this before. I think we're putting this much stock into something in the future when we need to be thinking about Victor Wembanyama. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all are thinking about Carter Bryant, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper too much. Like we need to be thinking about Victor Wembanyama.
I'm thinking about $60 million.
Making sure that Victor Wembanyama understands that they are trying to put him in a situation to like De'Aaron Fox isn't isn't going to be the main guy over there. It's Victor Wembanyama's team, and he needs another guy up there that's ready to go. I think we can all agree that De'Aaron Fox.
Who is more available than De'Aaron Fox?
With that being said, yes, he's only had that that's playoff series in SAC, which he played very well in.
By the way,
I'm just trying to figure out what's the hesitancy. Why are y'all being hesitant with De'Aaron Fox when he's, you know, clearly right? Clearly, he's the best guard over there.
He's being paid like a top 10 player, Ox. That's my issue.
Yes, but Penn, you are forgetting one thing. You are forgetting this. And I think a lot of times we do this. We do a lot of this almost every time when a player gets surprise money. And it's like, who does the Spurs have available to pay? Because they have to pay somebody. So who does the Spurs have available that's better than the De'Aaron Fox that can run with Wemby?
That's my only.
I'm gonna be honest. I think
why they
De'Aaron
have
Fox.
to pay him.
My question to you, Ox, real quick, D, stay right there. My question to you, Ox, is if he's, let's say, going into next season, last season, I'm sorry, we're going into the 24-25 season. De'Aaron Fox is on the Sacramento Kings, and the Sacramento Kings signed him to this deal. Are we having a problem with this deal?
Chill.
I don't know if would anybody would have a problem. I'm sure
we still got Sabonis. We still got Sabonis on the roster.
Well, yeah,
we still got Keegan Murray. Do we have a problem with them extending De'Aaron
Fox? Somebody's gonna have a problem with it regardless. You know what I'm saying? But like I was telling you on Saturday, and like I was talking around about it yesterday on Breaking, when De'Aaron Fox, like it's August 5th right now. People say these things about De'Aaron Fox. Come March 5th. A lot of people are going to be speaking a lot differently about De'Aaron Fox because they're actually going to watch a lot more De'Aaron Fox because he's playing with Victor Wembanyama now. So I think a lot of the outside noise that you see on the internet, that you hear on YouTube, I think a lot of that's going to quiet down, and I think there's going to be a lot different talking points, a lot different narrative about De'Aaron Fox. I'm not sure about how much money he's getting paid. People still might feel some type of way about that, but like it's their money or something, like it's ruining the franchise, which it's not. But what I'm saying though, Chill, is when that happens in March, people are going to be talking a lot different about De'Aaron Fox because they're actually going to be tuned in. They're going to realize, oh, this dude is really good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know, but a lot of people will see.
Do you know two things can be true? A player can be really good and they can still be overpaid. Like I think we all agree that Bam Adebayo is a fantastic basketball player. If someone signed Bam Adebayo with $70 million, that's crazy.
I thought you advocated for that, Penn. I thought you wanted players to get paid more.
I want players to get paid more. I understand that. What I'm trying to say is that one player getting paid will often hinder another player from getting paid. You don't see that?
Who on the Spurs?
Everyone's on a rookie contract at the moment.
Everyone is on a rookie contract, but eventually, okay.
Yeah,
we got to put this in the context. These are the players that are going to be paid more than De'Aaron Fox in terms of annual average value over the next few years. Shai
On his team?
Gilgeous-Alexander. No, in the league.
Okay, so what? So let's talk about his team.
No, I want to talk. I want to talk about the league because eventually, if you ever want to move
that's why the
him,
Spurs
you're
have
gonna
to
have to
pay
trade
him,
him
though.
to somebody else.
But what I'm saying though, Pin, just relax, bro, relax. What I'm saying is what he's getting paid compared to somebody over there, it doesn't have anything to do with the Spurs. I'm talking about what.
Why?
Sure. Okay, cool. Hold on, real quick, Jordan. Okay, that's cool, Pin. But how does I want to know how does his contract? And I'm asking not to cook you. I'm asking not for a gotcha moment. I'm asking so maybe you can explain something to me that I might not understand, or explain something to everybody else that we might all not understand. I'm curious to know who does this affect on the Spurs? How does this hurt the Spurs going forward? And is this gonna get in the way of them paying Victor Wembanyama?
No, this is not going to get in the way of them paying Victor Wembanyama. What this is going to get in the way of is potentially a Jeremy Sohan extension, potentially a Devin Vassell extension, potentially trades. Because if you get into the second apron, there are massive trade restrictions that are going to be imposed on you. We just saw 2 overpaid players, which is Bradley Beal, undersized guard, Damian Lillard, undersized guard, both. One of them suffered a catastrophic injury. They both got waived and stretched. Why?
Why you say Damian Lillard is an undersized guard? Like he's not Damian Lillard, like they've been running the league.
He's amazing, but he is also an undersized guard.
Don't lose focus, y'all.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
He's still an undersized guard.
Don't worry about Dame. Don't worry about Dame.
Yeah, let's stay right here.
Let's stay focused on. How long is Devin Vassell's current contract? He has what, 2 more years on it?
Yeah, but he's underpaid. I would argue he's underpaid. So
okay, but aren't the Spurs going to need more room at those positions for Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle
and Carter Bryant?
That's my point, yo. Like the contract that Fox just signed runs 5 years. It's 4 years plus the one he already has. So that will actually concurrently run over Dylan Harper and Carter Bryant's extensions. So at some point, if they keep Fox the entire way through, right, which is all 5 years, there will be a final year where Carter and Dylan Harper's extension kick in, Sohan's extension already kicked in, Vassell's extension already kicks in, and you understand that the money's run out completely.
And that's 4 years from now.
That is 4
What
years
if Carter
from now.
Bryant? What if Carter Bryant and Dylan Harper suck?
4 years from now.
Right. See again, like this is the problem that we often face when we end up having conversations about contracts. I guarantee you, if I was on PC, I would be the number one person up here protesting when Bradley Beal signed that extension with the no trade clause, saying this is a disaster.
No, but hold on,
and everyone would be like, Bradley Beal is so great.
No, hold on, though, Pam, because because you are talking about their extensions like they earned an extension yet. What if they suck 4 years from now?
Great. If they suck, you're cooked because you've now parked 2 lottery picks into players who are not worth extensions. So that's a horrible
No. Hold on. But this is
why
you have to pay.
What that got to do with De'Aaron Fox?
This is why you have to pay De'Aaron Fox now because they have nobody else to pay.
So is De'Aaron's fault if they flop?
That's what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. This is why you have to pay him now because they have nobody else to pay.
Ron, because
nobody else on the market
in the game.
I mean,
perfect example.
With that being said, though, Pin, these are valid points. These are valid points that you're bringing up, Pin. And that's why I'm asking you these questions, not as a way for me to bicker with you. I'm asking seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm hearing some points you're making. I think De'Aaron's better than all of y'all think he is, but that's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious about what's really going on around the league and how the contracts are working out, the new CBA, all that type of stuff. And if this affects that, if this is going to put a hole in their future, then I see that being an issue. But if this limits the extension I can give Jeremy Sohan, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Because to your point, Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, them dudes, if they're like that, what I need to
they can draft another Jeremy Sohan next year.
Here's the thing. You also have Steph Castle's extension. You have So here's the point. You have Devin Vassell locked up for $27 million a year for the next 4 years, which is great. So between Devin Vassell, Carter Bryant, and Dylan Harper, you're paying very little money for the production that you expect to get. Now, I'm not saying that one of those guys can't flop. They definitely can. One of them can get injured. Shit could happen. So that's great. Wemby is super cheap right now. but he's about to get very expensive, and I do think he'll be fairly paid even out of Supermax.
That's what Bird.
So when you
rights are
combine
for,
that
Pen.
group
That's what
of
Bird
players,
rights are for.
yes. So when you but then also like the Supermax extension, right? So when you combine all those players together without Fox, you're sitting at about 75% of the cap, and that's good. That's good. When you add Fox in, you're massively over the cap, and you haven't factored in a Steph Castle extension. And in the final year of Fox's deal, as I mentioned before, you do have to extend and again, we may disagree on Jeremy Sohan. They did spend a lottery pick on the guy. He has shown some progress. Maybe he turns into something that you have to pay $12 million for, $15 million. He might not be that expensive, but Steph Castle might be super expensive, yo. Steph Castle might be a guy who commands $35 million a few years from now. Dylan Harper might be a guy who commands $35 million. Carter Bryant might be a guy who commands $35 million. At which point you will have to attach 2 to 3 first-round picks to get off of a 32-year-old De'Aaron Fox.
That's what you're talking about. If you don't know, that's why they have to pay De'Aaron Fox now.
Which is a valid point, Pen, which is a very valid point. But 2 things. Number 1, that's why we have bird rights. Number 2, the salary cap is going to go up next year. It's already at 155 now. It's going to go up next year, and it's going to go up moving forward. And with your players, your max players, your super max players, as long as you are not taking up 35% of the cap, we good. We are okay. So with a guy like, and on top of that,
but that's not true, Chill.
It's 100% true. It's in the collective.
If you're not making up 35% of the cap, you're good. Like we can all agree that there are players who make $22 million who ain't worth that.
And that's the point that I was making to Ox. We're under the impression that all of these guys are going to make supermax money. No, not everybody's going to make $50-60 million. No.
Can y'all wake up and smell the roses? What are we going through this offseason, Chill?
Right. Then think about who got paid in this
Josh Giddey, Cam Thomas.
Josh Giddey, franchise guy.
He's not a franchise guy.
And by the way, the Chicago Bulls haven't paid him
yet. He's not a franchise guy.
They're not sure if he's a franchise guy. So
cool.
That goes back
he
to
doesn't want to be paid like a franchise guy. Chill.
They might look at Stephon Castle in 2 years and go,
chill. The contract that Kuminga and Giddey are looking for is half the value of Fox. They're looking for $30 million.
They're half the players, Fox, too.
Okay, cool. But that's what I'm saying. This money is gone. Like paying non-superstars like max dollars, that's gone. You don't want to do that anymore.
Fox is a superstar in his own right. Mad. He's not the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's not.
He's being paid.
He's not those guys, but rightfully so. Him playing alongside Victor Wembanyama is a good duo for them to have, and something that you want to see. Nobody in their right mind wants to see Dylan Harper and Victor Wembanyama who's turning his game around to be this superstar player that the league expects him to be. You have to pay De'Aaron Fox.
Okay. Jordan, I highly doubt either one of those two is ever going to be as good as De'Aaron Fox.
Right quick,
you're not wrong for saying that.
I want to step in right quick because we have yet to hear from Do-Rag Man, Morris.
Would you like here enjoying the show?
Because the J Cats in the chat. Because the J Cats in the chat want you to
participate in nonsense conversations.
You just sitting back like, damn, he cooking right now.
And I'm letting him cook. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let him get. Matter of fact, go to him again.
But here's the thing, though, Chill. You capable of going for 32. So Mars, we want to see you get buckets.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll get involved in the game. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get. You keep doing your thing. I'm gonna get involved in the game. Mm-hmm.
But how do you feel about the conversation? Well, how do you feel about the conversation and then just De'Aaron Fox going to or getting re-signed to the 4-year extension altogether?
I don't know how I feel about the conversation. If I'm being honest, I couldn't tell you how I feel. I do want to see Dylan Harper and Wemby though. That's why I do want to see that. Today, yesterday, tomorrow. Yeah, I want to see Dylan Harper and Wemby. And then how do I feel about De'Aaron Fox getting extended? Good for him. Go get your money. I'm not paying him. It's not my business. But I think he's going to be paid. I think it's bad timing because Luka just got extended and De'Aaron's going to be making more than Luka. So it's like everyone's going to be comparing the two. And it's going to end up with people saying the stuff that's being said about De'Aaron. He's a good player. Really good player. Is he worth the same amount as the guys in his tax bracket are going to be making? Probably not. He's not as good as a guy like Luka, for example. But
we know
for
what
the Spurs, maybe he is worth that much. Right. Yeah, for the Spurs, maybe he is worth that much. Maybe do think De'Aaron Fox is the point guard of their present and future, which is understandable. I'm not as high on him as Ox and Chill and Ron, and I think Jordan are, but I do understand the value he brings, and I also think him and Wemby can be a really good fit. Some of the issues I have with De'Aaron Fox can be nullified with Wemby, so that's cool. But I would still prefer to watch Dylan Harper and Wemby than De'Aaron Fox and Wemby. But I haven't made that a secret. I've been team trade De'Aaron Fox since he got to the team, so I'm not changing my mind.
I think they could trade him in the future if it don't work out. I just think for today,
This contract makes it impossible. Here,
nothing is impossible in the NBA. Nothing is impossible.
You're right. You're right.
Damian Lillard just
you
get
can eat
weighed.
a loss. You can eat a
Nothing
loss.
impossible.
Look, unfortunately, this money thing happens to be a part of basketball. I understand for people who really enjoy basketball that it's a really annoying part of basketball. It's sometimes like, why are we talking about this? We're not paying the guy. We don't care. I understand that. What Ox said to me about like when I was about to say these are the players that get paid more than him, and he was just like, we're not concerned about that. Be concerned about it, because at the end of the day, you're gonna have to trade him to somebody else, and that team is gonna have to give you somebody for him. And that comparative value, this is a zero-sum game. There's only so much money in the NBA to go around. These are the players that make more money annual average than De'Aaron Fox. These are the names. Think about these names: Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid. Immediate buyer's remorse. I understand. That's a flop.
Sure.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, Anthony Davis, Jaylen Brown. That's the whole list, Chill.
Why does that matter?
The whole list.
Why does that matter?
Yeah.
Because it does matter, Jordan. Because at some point, some team is going to have to take him on. Let's just say I'm a team that really wants De'Aaron Fox. Let's say I'm a Miami Heat or I'm an Orlando Magic, and it doesn't work out with Desmond Bane, and it doesn't work out with Tyler Hero. And I'm like, you know what? This De'Aaron Fox dude is great. Dylan Harper's getting better in San Antonio. They're looking to move off of him. Let me make a trade. The problem is, what do I have to trade to bring $60 million of assets on my books? Is I'm gonna have to trade Tyler Hero and a dude.
But why does that matter? Like,
it matters because of the CBA. I'm tired of people telling
why
me
do you have to
doesn't
trade
matter.
De'Aaron?
but why do I care that the Miami Heat want De'Aaron Fox really bad? So don't pay him $60 million, because if a team like Miami wants him, it's going to be difficult for them to get. And I might get Tyler Hero in exchange. Like, why would I care about that?
And we're also leaving out a major part of this. Number one, you ever think that this might work? And we ain't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they paying De'Aaron Fox because they believe in it. They wanted De'Aaron Fox away from the Kings, so now they have to pay him. And the Spurs supposed to be like, well, you know what? We did all we could to get De'Aaron Fox away from the Kings.
Jordan.
But now when it's time to pay him, when I knew he wanted a contract extension, I shouldn't pay him $60 million because it's going to be incredibly hard to move him. That doesn't make sense.
So here's the thing, though, really quickly. Then this very well may work. I think that they see the vision of both Wemby and De'Aaron Fox together. How much Wemby is going to be able to complement Fox's game, and vice versa. I think that they see that vision. But to Mars's point, we all understand that Luka signing that extension, that was strategic. Luka could have got more bread, and he could have signed a longer deal, but he signed that contract strategically to see what the Lakers were doing. That's why it's only 2 years instead of 5. And in 2 years, when he opts out of this deal, he's going to make way more than that. So I'd be surprised if there were people that were complaining or had any questions about what Luka is doing in terms of this money, because they recognize that. On top of that, Penn, to your point, we can't talk pro basketball if we can't talk the business of pro basketball. We have to talk about the money. Because if we can't talk about the money, we'll be up here like a bunch of 15, 16-year-olds on 2K. Give me this dude, give me that dude, give me this dude, give me that dude. And it doesn't work like that.
Sure.
The business of basketball doesn't work that way.
You are a very wise man. And I think that you understand that every yes is a no to something else, right?
Correct.
Just like every no is a yes to something else, right? What I'm saying is $60 million or $57 million for De'Aaron Fox is a no to something else. Now, it sounds great, and it's like Wemby and Fox, great. We're competing now. Wemby's great. Let's get this guy. Fox is a really good player. All of those things can be true. Just like I think that Paolo Banchero is a good player. I think Cade's a good player. Evan Mobley's a good player. Sure, fine. But let's just say there was no salary cap. Right. Let's just say there was no max contract. Let's just say this was like soccer and you could just sign players up to whatever, but the cap existed. I think Evan Mobley is a fantastic player.
Sure.
At 45 million, I think he's a great deal. That's a really valuable contract. At 53, which is the current value, it's getting close to, oh, well, I hope he gets a lot better to fulfill that. But he's young. He's 23. There's potential there. But if I'm paying Evan Mobley $65 to $70 million,
Well, you're paying him on potential if you're doing that.
bro, I'm
praying
praying this dude doesn't turn an ankle. I'm praying on a lot of stuff to work right, because some point down the line, if I ever want to move off of him, someone has to take that $70 million onto their books.
Right.
And that will be the point that I'm making about De'Aaron Fox. Great player, fantastic. Love, the fact that the Spurs got to trade for him. But look at the indication. One thing that we often say, in scouting circles and stuff is the trade is the indicator. What was the trade offer for De'Aaron Fox? He still had a year and a half left on his deal. The Spurs got him for basically nothing, yo. They didn't have to part with a lot to get him. What does that tell you? The Kings weren't trying to get him to San Antonio necessarily. They weren't his preferred destination was San Antonio, but he had other destinations. The bidding war resulted in you not getting a lot of value. That tells me this is how the league feels about De'Aaron Fox. Now, y'all up here can be real hoop knowers and say De'Aaron Fox is underrated. De'Aaron Fox is this and whatever. But what's that old adage? Your value is what I'm willing to pay for you. I think the San Antonio Spurs paid more for De'Aaron Fox right now in this contract than any other team in the league is willing to pay him. And that will matter if you ever want to trade him. Now, if you never want to trade him, cool.
De'Aaron put us in a situation where we had to move off of him. De'Aaron put us in a situation where we had to let him go. We didn't have time to sit around and wait for the perfect trade, Pin, and you know that for a fact. So don't try to use that old adage of which of you are what you get traded for or whatever you said. On top of that, we got Zach LaVine back for him. No, we didn't get him from the Spurs, but we got Zach LaVine back. It sounded like De'Aaron got moved for nothing. You know what I'm saying? We got what we wanted, or we got the best return we could get from a guy that was ready to go.
Zach LaVine was viewed as a negative asset,
and
just like RJ Barrett was viewed as a negative asset when the Spurs when the Raptors traded for him. I'm trying to tell you that there are certain players
to who?
that are
the negative assets to who? Somebody like somebody online that wants to type and say, "Oh, he's the negative asset." They getting basketball players. They not looking at this like, "Oh, we can acquire Zach LaVine for De'Aaron Fox, but we got a negative asset because we acquired Zach LaVine." No, they got Zach LaVine because they thought Zach LaVine could help them. Like all of this stuff becomes a narrative-based thing to I guess fans
Jordan,
of the game.
Money matters.
Yes, it does, but they traded basketball players. That's what they wanted to do.
Jordan, do me a favor. Tomorrow, write PC an email and tell them that for your next episode, you're charging them $2,000 an episode. That's your new fee going forward. See how many times you get booked. My point is the money does matter, bro. It has to matter. It has to matter.
I might get booked up for the week, to be real. I might got some shit to go say.
Okay, I mean, that's great. Confidence is great.
Right. And to your point, Penn, I mean, the reason why there weren't many suitors, as you would say, with De'Aaron Fox, well, when you put it out there, I only want to my preferred destination is San Antonio. Well, now you box yourself up. Ron, I think about it like a chick. Well, when a chick says, yo, I'm not going to the bar or I'm not dating anybody. The dude that I want to go out with, he got to be 6'5". He's got to be dark skinned. He's got to have a good job. Okay, well now you box yourself up when you do that. When De'Aaron Fox says, I only want to play in San Antonio. Well, now there aren't many suitors, as opposed to if he's put out on the trade market. Now there's a bunch of different teams that may be interested in him.
They shopped him, Joe. They did shop him. There were plenty of teams that were interested. They looked at it. I think where teams got spooked was this extension. There were a lot of teams that liked De'Aaron Fox at $36 million. And if he was willing to take 40 on the next deal, that would have been fine. It's when he started talking about 57, his agency was very clear. Clutch, shout outs to Clutch Sports. They were very clear that we're not trading him unless you get this deal done. Unfortunately, this is a new era of NBA basketball, which we all as basketball analysts need to adjust ourselves to. These deals are done before the fact, not after the fact. When Brandon Ingram was being shopped by the Pelicans did not want to pay him because they just paid, Trey Murphy, and they obviously looked at Zion as the more, crucial fit. B.I. had a disappointing year, so they were looking at two teams, Atlanta, Toronto. And what did his agency do? They asked Toronto, are you willing to pay our guy $40 million? Sight unseen. And they asked Atlanta the same question. Atlanta was not willing to go as high as 40, so Toronto won the deal. Did you really win the deal if he doesn't work? No, you lost the deal. Yeah, you overpaid a guy. But if it works out, it's great. My point is 3 years, 40 million for a major shot creator who's been an all-star. I think that's okay. If this Fox deal was 2-3 years, I don't think I have a problem with it. The issue I have is the term and the dollars. So I have an issue with both sides of it. I have an issue with every element of this deal. There's not one part of this deal that makes me feel better other than the fact that next year the Spurs could be good.
Right, but see
fine.
what you said. What you said a couple seconds ago. A lot of teams didn't go get De'Aaron because of what? Because not only because he was going to have an extension coming up, but because they weren't guaranteed he wanted to stay, because he said out his mouth he wants to go to San Antonio. So it's if I know that this kid wants to be in San Antonio, if I'm Miami, I'm not giving up Tyler Hero and all these pieces. I'm not throwing Bam and all these other pieces, whatever it may be. I'm not going to do that if I know that his contract is about to be up and he's going to be a free agent and he wants to go to San Antonio. So that's the reason why a lot of teams said, "Nah, we cool." You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's going on. On top of that, Pin, isn't this contract like front loaded pretty heavy?
I should check that actually.
Well,
if
while
it is
you're checking
front-loaded,
that-
I'll feel better.
While you're checking that, we are going to take a quick lunch break because we're talking about De'Aaron Fox getting traded and a lot of people signing max contracts and stuff. Well, the only thing I would like to trade in is the time I have to spend prepping meals for the time I can spend on the beach or just enjoying summer. You know, between my schedule and summer plans and running a panel and everything else, sometimes I only got a couple minutes. Factor Meals helps me eat smarter with tasty chef-prepared meals that are dietitian approved and delivered right to my door, ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. And now with more than 65 weekly meals made for how I live and what I like to eat, I've got more ways to fit into my real life schedule and do what I want to do whenever the day calls for what I have to do. So here's the thing about Factor Meals. They have more variety and more meals. You could choose from a wider selection of meals with their weekly menu options, including premium seafood, salmon and shrimp, filet mignon, all that good stuff. Their meals support your wellness goals, whether it's gluten-free, whether it's whatever diet you may be on, gluten-free, whatever it may be. And, you know, they have meals that you can savor, global flavors. For the first time, you could try their Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors inspired and influenced by China, Thailand, and more. Quite frankly, Factor Meals just has whatever you are looking for. And once again, their meals are easy to make. You can heat and eat in 2 minutes. And I just eat it every day and I enjoy it. And I promise you will too. So stop debating on whether the Spurs should sign De'Aaron Fox or shouldn't have signed De'Aaron Fox. And go to factormeals.com/playerschoice50 off and use code playerschoice50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code playerschoice50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready to heat and eat meals delivered right to your door. All right, fellas, we got crunch time chat, so let's go ahead and get into it. Salute to everybody that's in here. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. A couple people have sent through super chats regarding the topics that we've been talking about, so let's see what they got to say. First off, shout out to Nightmare Balla 1. They became a YouTube member. Shout out to Kundrill. Kundrill also became a YouTube member. And then we got a super chat from Evan Stice. Evan said, I hope you washed your mouth out this morning, Chill, because the nonsense that I heard from you yesterday that Pau had a better peak than AD is filthy. Not one thing besides passing that Pau does better.
You really said that?
Chill?
You really said that?
We can't hear you, Chill.
I'm sorry, I'm switching my headphones.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. Mm-hmm.
That's the perfect
Can you hear me
response to
now?
that.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now or no?
Yeah, we hear you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was switching my headphones.
That's
no. I brushed my teeth this morning. Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. I washed my mouth out. Yes, I did. But I said what I said yesterday. So Mars and I had a conversation yesterday, which kind of turned into something else, from an all-time power forward to 18 to 20, which I think is not the same as over time. And I mean, I said what I said. I thought I made a compelling argument for Pau Gasol. I was torn between Gasol, Dennis Rodman, and Anthony Davis, and I ended up going with Pau Gasol. So,
you talking peak?
No, 18 to career. That's where I went with.
Oh, okay.
18 to 20. 18 to 20. Anthony Davis was fantastic, but here's the difference. I mean, if we're gonna do this, because Mars did this yesterday with me, when we talked about peak Anthony Davis over peak Pau Gasol. I mean, I think peak Joker was better than peak Curry. Does that mean Joker is better than peak Curry? Is Joker better than Curry if his career ended today? No, I don't think so. I don't think that. Not at all. But I mean, I said what I said about Pau Gasol because I thought about everything that he did throughout the course of his career. And that's basically what this whole thing was about. When you're talking about a point guard list, when you're talking about a power forward list, when you're talking about a two guard, any one of these lists, it's not comprised of just you when you were at your best, when that other person was at their best. If that's all it is, then we're having way different conversations, way different ones. We're not having the same conversation. I think it's a combination of the two.
What you said yesterday, Chill, that I did agree with. I think Pau Gasol is clearly better on the offensive end of the floor than Anthony Davis. I don't know if he's a better shooter or all that, but I think on offense, I think Pau Gasol is clearly better than Anthony Davis. But I think overall, AD probably better. I think so. I'm not clear. When I say clear, I don't mean clear as in there's a huge gap. I mean clear as in I don't really have to think about it much. Like it's obvious to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I think Anthony Davis is better.
Yeah, who's a better overall basketball player? I picked AD over Pau Gasol.
I think AD being slept on offensively, though.
I got AD. He might.
No, Anthony Davis is an awesome offensive player. We were actually having a conversation.
AD's career is better than Paul.
We was having a conversation about Anthony Davis and Kevin Durant at one point up here. That was going on. We was having a conversation about those two guys in terms of offensive players.
You know, big men often struggle to shoot from the free throw line, right? That's obviously like one of those things. Would you believe me if I told you that Anthony Davis is a better free throw shooter than Pau Gasol?
That wouldn't surprise me, considering
because it was shocking to me when I found that out.
That wouldn't surprise me. No, yeah. I mean, the question is how much better is he though in terms of in terms
he scored more. He scored more efficiently. You know, I mean, he was, in my opinion, the best player on a championship team, which is not something that I could ever say about Pau Gasol.
Right.
And he was the best offensive player on a championship team. That's also not something I could say about Pau Gasol. So,
all right.
You know what else you can't do? You can't say that about Anthony Davis neither, because that is so subjective.
I was waiting on somebody.
Can't say that about
I was trolling. My bad.
I was waiting on somebody to go ahead and get that off.
So,
don't worry, I was trolling.
That didn't go on one hand out the other, Jordan. No, I heard him say that.
I was just making sure. I'm like, I know. You know, we're not gonna let this slide. I'll be trying to stay out of people's business, but you know, I know we're not gonna let this slide.
He was the best player on the championship team, though. We can agree on that. Like,
no, he might have been. He might have been the most important guy, or in that category. But the best player was James. In 2019,
we could talk about 2010. We could have a 2010 conversation.
No, we can't. No. Pau Gasol was not better than Bryant.
We shouldn't be having 2010 or 2020 conversations.
I didn't say it was better
2020
than Cole.
maybe, but
I didn't say that. I didn't say it was better than Cole.
Yeah, we all watched the same series. Anthony Davis was freaking awesome in those playoffs. Like, you don't even come close to winning a championship without that dude.
You don't understand get there without LeBron James, though.
AD was balling, bro. So that whole 2020 run, AD was balling.
He was.
I know, but Pierce said you don't come close to winning without Anthony Davis. Yeah, you don't get there without LeBron.
I'm not talking about that. I ain't talking about AD being better than Bron and none of that. I'm just saying those was all playing really good. AD played good. Braun played good. Kobe played amazing. Pau Gasol played really good too. So
It's kind of funny. I think they're both really underrated.
Who, Pau and AD?
Yeah,
I think
sure.
I think Pau Gasol is extremely underrated.
Yeah, man.
Not
Hey,
according to me.
Ox and Chill, as much as I want to get on you guys' side with this one, AD just, and we could, like, obviously,
Ain't no sides, Ron. I said AD's better.
No, I'm talking about just offensively, though. I think, because I've seen AD as the number one option. What he was 26, 27 a night?
Yep.
And even though I didn't like his
How
his
many
method,
nights though, Ron?
A lot of nights.
I mean-
If you average 27, obviously a lot of nights.
82
No, I'm
games?
talking about how many nights did he play?
Bro, he averaged
Uh,
28 points per game.
He
Do we
played
forget
62
this?
games?
Back-to-back
He played,
years.
okay.
75
Oh,
games
no, that was with
a
the
year.
Lakers. He played 62 and averaged 26.
No. We're talking Pelicans. 75
Pelicans, yeah, he
games
played
a year,
70,
back-to-back
75
years,
back-to-back.
28 points per game. What are we talking
Okay,
about? Pau
okay,
Gasol ain't never sniffed 25 points per game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
do that.
in the mid 2000s,
2000s.
in the mid 2000s, amongst demons, he was averaging 20 by himself in Memphis.
Memphis. Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm talking about in the mid 2000s.
Nah, you right, Ox.
I'm talking.
You're talking early.
I'm not talking about a time when y'all all swear there was no real big men in the league. Y'all, that's coming from y'all. Y'all said.
Hey,
there was
hey,
no
hold
real
on.
bigs in the
Hey,
league.
hey,
No,
Ron,
I'm just saying in the mid to late 2000s, y'all. That's what y'all told me. I didn't know until y'all told me that. So,
Hey,
Ron,
I didn't.
And before
Pau Gasol was playing
he made
amongst
one
demons.
All-Star game.
Ron and Ox, I don't mean to be rude.
Let's not talk about let's not talk like Pau Gasol was dominating the league.
Damn the All-Star game. Pau Gasol averaged 20 like 3 times in Memphis.
Yeah, but
And
Penn
Anthony
also
Davis
too,
averaged
he-
28.
That wasn't.
I'm talking about
the
amongst
mid-2010s.
demons in the mid. I'm talking about in the mid 2000s amongst animals. He was averaging 20. I'm not talking.
And just
about
so you know, pal,
in
the year that
the late 2010s when y'all said there was no bigs in the NBA.
Like, could you argue that's empty stats?
No.
Could you argue
they was
that?
making
If you want to,
playoffs.
Because
No,
they weren't winning anything.
no, because Memphis was making
Hold on,
playoffs.
Akil, empty
No, it's not
stats for who?
because
For AD
Memphis
or
was
for
making
for
playoffs.
Pau?
They were getting
Gasol.
mopped in the playoffs.
Yeah, they
Memphis
weren't
was getting
winning.
mopped in the
Hey,
playoffs.
hold on. What's his name? What's your name?
Akil.
That's a
That's a
Okay,
kid right
I
there.
had to. I didn't want to be rude. I had to make sure. I was trying to
Okay.
make sure you not Jalen Carter, right? I got to press him if you was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. I was about to call him the wrong name.
If Pau Gasol was in
I'm not trying to be rude.
No, I'm dead
And
ass
to your
serious.
point-
I'm serious.
And to your point, Penn. And to
Oh
your
my
point, Penn,
God.
the year he
I
made
thought
the
Ron
All-Star
was
team.
trolling me. I was about to say, Ron, come on now.
The year he made the All-Star team, the next year he had a better season, but he got hurt. I think he played less than 60 games that year. I mean, y'all could go back and fact check that for me. I'm not sure, but I think that year, the next year, he just missed the All-Star team and he ended up getting hurt. He was having a better season.
Oh shit! In 2002, Pau averaged 19 his second year in the league. In 2002,
And they won 23 games.
He played all 82.
And they won 23.
And came with 9 boards. Yeah, but I didn't even know he was. I knew he averaged 20 a few times. But
Nah,
my bad.
Pau was getting to it.
he averaged 20 in 2003.
No, Pau was getting
his
to
second
it.
year in the NBA.
But Penn, like it's a
And a much slower pace.
It's a
big man
disingenuous
league.
statement though to say that he
Anthony
wasn't making an
Davis was an
All-Star team.
MVP candidate.
Plus
Pau
KD,
Gasol was a
yeah.
fringe All-Star. Let's not do this. I hate when y'all do this.
You can't say that though because
No, I
was
can.
he?
It happened.
No, this is why I'm saying this though. Like he had to make the All-Star team over KG.
He
Tim
wasn't in Anthony
Dirk.
Davis conversations, bro.
Anthony
Davis was
them three were
arguably a top
solidified as
3
All-Stars.
player in the league. Pau
Anthony
Gasol
Davis
in
was the MVP
2002,
candidate.
3,
That's
4,
crazy.
5, 6 was not a top 3 power forward in the league.
Anthony
What are we
Davis was
doing
MVP candidate.
And also, I made the point.
No,
I've
he
actually made the
wasn't.
point to you, Mars.
No,
a bunch
He
of
wasn't better
different
than
times.
Sheed. He wasn't better than Duncan.
Sorry,
he wasn't
Mars,
better
if
than
I'm boring
Kevin
you, but-
Garnett. He wasn't better than Weber. What are we doing here? He was not a top 4 power forward in the league. And the other guy was a top 4 player in the
What does that
league.
mean? He wasn't a top 3 power forward because he wasn't better than Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett in 2003. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm trying to
He
tell
wasn't
you.
better than Chris Webber. He wasn't better than Steve. We're talking about 2004, Penn. Are you serious?
Am I in the
He's
twilight
in year
zone?
2, by the way.
That's
He's in
your
year
Are
2,
you
by the way.
okay? Let me understand this.
Two.
Are you
in year 2, year 3?
Are you
He
trying to
averaged
have a
19 points per
conversation?
game. I'm saying I'm having a conversation, but you're saying stuff that doesn't matter. He was in the top 4 power forward in the NBA in 2004 when Chris Webber, Rasheed Wallace, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, and Tim Duncan were running around. And that's your argument. That is I'm saying, like, why are you wasting your breath? At least say something that matters.
So what happens in 2000, like when we move closer to like 2007, like them championship years? Are we talking about a top 5 power forward at that point, Penn?
Chill.
Because again, I've already
At the
made
age
the
of
argument
21,
that
Anthony Davis finished top 5 in MVP voting. What are we talking about, bro? Y'all glazing 19 points per game. Anthony Davis was averaging 24. Y'all realize, and by the way, way better defender. Let's not even talk about that.
In 2012, when he showed up in the 2011, 2012 season, moving forward, the big man was dying. It was a different league at that time. So, I mean, I think that
it was dying, Chill. It wasn't dead.
But it was dying, right? So, which means that he did have the advantage of taking advantage of lesser players at that time. That's not to say that Anthony Davis was a lesser player, but the fact that Pau Gasol during that time when he first showed up in 2001, dealing with Webber's running around, McDyess is running around, let's see, Webber, McDyess, Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, this is the Zach, not Zach. I'm sorry. Zach Randolph moving forward. I mean, guys like that.
AD destroyed Zach Randolph.
Stoudemire, guys like that are running around during
destroyed
that time.
Him too.
And he's amongst the best power forwards in the game. And I'm already on record saying that I think you could be a better player than somebody, yet somebody could be better at that position than you. I'm already on record saying that.
I think y'all was really sleeping on Anthony Davis, bro.
Clear that I said Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is better than Pau Gasol. I just want to be clear on that. But I also want to be clear that Pau Gasol was dope. He was really good at basketball.
Yes, he
was. He came up in a rough time and held his own. And
I got no problem if you think Anthony Davis is a top 10 power forward all time. No problem with that. No problem with that. If you think that,
I got a problem if you don't think he's a top 10 power forward of all time.
If you think he's right there, 7, 8, 9, I'm cool with that. I don't take issue with that.
What about 5, 4? Too high?
Yes.
Okay.
He wasn't better than Duncan. He wasn't better than Malone. He wasn't better than Dirk. He wasn't better than KG. He wasn't better than Giannis.
C-Web.
Yep. So.
You just snuck that in there.
Mars, you disagree with that one?
Y'all fight that?
Yeah.
Mars,
better than C-Web?
I'm not
You fight that, Morris?
Yes, he was better than Webber.
Okay, Mars don't want to get involved. Pin, you fight that?
Ron, you put AD
Mars
above
gonna get
Webber. So
involved.
I don't know. Yeah, you put AD above Webber, Ron. So I don't know
change your heart, Mars.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing,
These
bro.
conversations, you know.
Shout out to AD, man.
Never pass up an opportunity to see something ridiculous on the internet. Chris Webber is not better than Anthony Davis. Please stop.
Yeah, because he's better than Jokic. I mean, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah,
Damn.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Why would you forget about that?
Yo, chill though.
I try to erase these things from my memory. I don't want to just remember a bunch of bad takes that happen all the time.
Mars,
Chill.
actual serious
It
question.
ain't no bad take.
Is Pau
You don't know what
Gasol
you're
a better
talking
player than Chris Webber?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thought you was
Cool.
cooking up then. Nobody
No,
eating
I'm curious.
I like Chris Webber and
They're
Pau Gasol.
close.
I said I had Webber at 11 and Pau Gasol at 12. So
that.
Yes,
How
so I'm
better than,
literally asking him
Stoudemire?
close.
yeah, I think
If-
Webber's bad, but it's not a huge gap to me.
You better than Stoudemire?
I think
Oh,
both of them
Pau?
are better than Morris Stoudemire. I'm not
Pau
tired
better?
of Morris.
Is Pau better than
Is Pau
Stoudemire?
better than Amari Stoudemire?
Yes.
Remember, Amari Stoudemire led the league in offensive win shares that one time.
Mm.
Pau Gasol never did that.
Bro, I still had nobody explain to me what the fuck that is, man.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Amari Stoudemire led the league in it.
Nobody knows.
Nobody has explained to me yet what the hell that shit
Actually,
is.
Pau Gasol might be better than Chris Webber.
I think he is. Ron, you were about to say something. You were asking.
Yeah, he might be.
You had something on your mind, Ron.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you coming into the league, because you know you obviously was around when Chris Webber was coming into the league. Who was a better prospect, Chris Webber or Anthony Davis?
Anthony Davis. Don't trip, bro.
Hell nah, because Paul came from the waters. When you come from the waters, the hype is already up. Do you see what
Well,
they did?
No,
He said
he
Chris Webber on
he said
AD.
Chris Webber.
Oh, I thought you said Paul
AD.
Gasol. I was about to say, you see what they did with Mario Hazonia? You out your damn mind.
Well, first of all, Chris
Hazonia,
Webber was the best player in the he was the best player in the country. That's number one.
So was Anthony
And
Davis.
he was the next iteration of the power forward, because remember, Barkley was still running around, Malone was still running around during that time, right? And we still were playing in the big man league. And while we were playing in the big man league, Webber was going to be the next version of Barkley. He was going to be what Derek Coleman was supposed to be, right? He was going to be what Malone, he was going to be a better version of Malone. So when Anthony Davis shows up, Anthony Davis is showing up in the league where the big man is dying. So we're moving further away from the basket. So now the defense gets stretched a little bit more. Maybe he's going to bring the big man back, but we're not exactly sure. But in terms of a prospect, I think it was Webber.
I think I'd have to agree.
Okay. Apart from LeBron James and Victor Wembanyama, in my lifetime, Tim Duncan, maybe.
And Zion?
Zion. That's it.
Shaq was in your lifetime.
Okay, that is true.
By the way,
Shaq. So that's the conversation. Shaq, AD, Zion, LeBron, Wemby. Like, Flag is not in these conversations. Paolo is not in these conversations. Kate is not in these conversations.
I don't think AD was viewed like how you
Wiggins?
think he was viewed, to be honest with you.
I was there. So I'm like, this is
I think all of you
really
guys
in
were
my
there.
lifetime.
Yeah, I think
Like,
all of you guys were there.
I
think he was
understand. I
viewed that
understand.
way,
Like, Chris Webber and Shaq were in my lifetime, but I was a little baby, so I was very young. The difference here is that with Anthony Davis, I was actually covering him when he was being hyped. The shit that people were saying about him, that he was the best prospect since Tim Duncan or LeBron James, that he was the most surefire number one pick, that anyone who picked anyone else apart from him should be fired. Like, really, one of the 2-3 greatest collegiate players.
They were saying this.
Yeah, but
Like,
but
Ron,
that's
Ron,
according
who-
to the draft class, though. Like,
Because what Webb came out in 92 or 93. So it was him and Penny Hardaway.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mashburn, actually, Mashburn was ahead of Hardaway.
It was AD and Kid Gilchrist.
Oh,
yeah, that's
Lord.
what I was just about to say. Like,
All right,
Anthony Davis,
I'm saying,
Davis was more of a defensive player at Kentucky. He wasn't this offensive stout. Like,
That's what he is.
Yeah, but he was
But
he was
that-
maybe
right
the
there.
best defensive prospect.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm saying comparing that to
But Jordan, he
LeBron.
was one of those where he had the potential too, though. He showed you.
No, he did. He did. No,
He showed
absolutely he
glimpses of, because remember, like, one of the big story was he was 6'3" just 2 years ago, and he played point guard. And by the way, when he was playing point guard, he was getting recruited by universities, now mid majors and stuff like that. And then he grows. So I'm saying that to say he was skilled as a point guard. He was good at 6'3", and then he grows to 6'11". So he's showing you glimpses in, shooting touch. He can dribble. He's fluid and all of that.
What was Webb doing?
Oh, well, I'm not comparing him to Webb. I think
what was he doing with the ball in Michigan?
No, Webb was going crazy. But I'm saying Anthony Davis showed you that potential, and the defensive, all the flashes on defense too. I wasn't as high on AD.
That's what I'm saying. The conversation wasn't like Bron. Definitely not like Bron. I can tell you
They were hyping him.
definitely not like Wemby.
Braun different. Man. No one gonna
Wemby too. Definitely not like Zion.
Yeah.
Definitely not like Zion. Definitely not like, who else you said, P?
Shaq.
Definitely not like Shaq. Like,
But the fifth name on that list has to be Anthony Davis. Ain't nobody else. Tim Duncan was very, very hyped. Very hyped. Clearly number one pick. Allen Iverson was clearly the number one pick.
Yeah.
It wasn't a debate. It wasn't like, oh, maybe Allen Iverson, maybe Marcus Camby. It wasn't a debate. It should have been a debate because obviously Bean was picked at 13. Should have been Kobe Bryant.
You don't know that. Actually, there's no way you picking a high school kid.
Well, that's
outside of LeBron James, number one.
But the only person who really would have picked him probably number one would have been Jerry West.
Yeah, Dwight wasn't really a real high school kid. Dwight hype over AD probably that conversation a little different. Like, I don't think they viewed him how you saying.
No, there was a real conversation. Here's the problem. There was a real conversation between Emeka Okafor.
They call Shaq Superman.
No, they didn't call. Okay, Dwight Howard was considered a fringe number one pick because there was real debate Hold on. I
Okay,
was
let's
there.
hold
I was
on.
reading the
Let's hold
Slam
on.
magazines. I was watching the tape, bro. 2004, I was there, and it was a real conversation between him and Emeka Okafor. Real conversation.
It was.
For real.
I don't
Yes,
remember.
No, it wasn't.
I don't-
I'm hearing a
Yes,
bunch of
there
different
was.
answers.
Emeka was getting hyped.
It was a conversation
Some
saying there ain't
people
no way
telling
in
me
hell
it's a
we picking
conversation.
Emeka
Some
over
people telling me
Dwight.
it's not.
It
I
was
don't-
absolutely a conversation.
That's always going to happen when we talk about conversations happening in the past. If we talk about what happened in the past, we can get a little bit more objective. But when we talk about these conversations that I had, we were all hanging out with different people. We were all reading different magazines. We were all looking at different websites, whatever. We wasn't all on the same thing. No, there's never, except for the few, there's never just one conversation being had. We got to stop acting like what we heard is what was going on.
What
Okay.
everybody
And on
heard.
top of
None of
that-
us,
and on top-
it's like even up here, none of us even grew up in the same region. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't, we can't really say exactly what was happening at that time.
No, we can to some extent because I mean I'm assuming we were all
So yeah, maybe
reading,
ESPN, which is a national.
You can say your
Okay.
experience,
but I mean throughout our
Yeah.
lifetime, like several of the outlets that have been covering these players in the mocks and stuff like that, we like I don't know about y'all. I'm obsessed with the draft. I've been obsessed with the draft since like 1999 2000. So I followed the whole thing all the way through. Huh? I know. Unfortunate.
See, that's the thing. See, we didn't do that, Pin. I was never one of them like,
but that's
what I'm saying though. So you're getting what you're getting from there. Me, when we were at our lunch tables, we doing our own. Like, nah, I'm taking him. He's not even
no
first
point
rounder.
was I
I
ever
want
saying
him
to
number
Emeka
one,
Okafor at my
But see,
lunch table. I
that's the
guarantee you.
thing.
Emeka Okafor was nasty though.
And plus,
I saw the
Emeka was
future in that
nasty.
shit. I saw the future in that shit, just like with Joey Dorsey. I saw the same shit with Joey
was
Dorsey.
dope in the league too, though.
Who?
I mean, UConn, if I'm not
Joey
mistaken,
Dorsey wasn't no dope in shit.
Oh, I said
Bitch,
Omeka. I said Omeka was dope.
Yeah, but I'm saying I saw what I saw in Joey Dorsey. I saw the same shit in Emeka Okafor. I was like, this shit ain't gonna pan out to be good.
I thought Dorsey was gonna be something.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Emeka was all right. Like,
yeah, all right.
He was rookie of the year, right? He was rookie of the year over Dwight.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was just like 5 years
That's
older.
not crazy.
Than Dwight.
Yeah, he was 15 years older than him. But Emeka Okafor is somewhere walking around with a cane right now. Boy, he's 15 years older than him. I ain't never been fooled by that pub them boys be doing with them guys over there from across that water, from across that continent. I ain't never been fooled. I've been knowing. Hakeem, them boys seen Hakeem the Dream and thought they had many more dreams. No, not today. Martin Luther King was not preaching for that, brother. No, he was not. I ain't never been fooled by them folks across that continent. They still lying to this day. Y'all gonna be saying that with Marlo watching a few, but it's cool what it is.
Oh my
God,
it's
cool what it is.
Respect my big man, please. Respect. Come on, thank you.
I'm just letting y'all know.
I'm just letting you know, not every
California guy. You should have known.
Thon Maker, bro.
Don't fall for that bait.
Huh? Not every prospect is Thon Maker and Shabazz Muhammad.
Thon Maker was hyped too. To be fair, Thon Maker was hyped.
I'm sorry, but that shit ain't going on, Jordan. Like, you're not gonna tell me that just because Pascal Siakam was born in Cameroon that he is like some different age. No, that
we don't know. The problem is we have no idea.
Same Jordan, shit. Africa a big place, bro.
Mecca was born in Houston.
But this type of stigma is
born in Houston.
Who was born in Houston?
Right next to
Emeka Okafor.
Boy, you lie like a motherfucker. No, Emeka Okafor raised his son in Houston that he had when he was in college.
Love thy neighbor.
He was shit, no. Man, you crazy. What high school Emeka Okafor went to?
Bel Air in Bel Air, Texas.
You lie like a motherfucker. I ain't no Bel Air High School. Bel Air High School was 5 minutes from my house. I ain't never heard him talk about Emeka Okafor.
Y'all go to the same neighborhood.
Bro, I never heard them talk about Emeka Okafor at Bel Air. I'll call anybody on the phone and say, bro, did you know Emeka Okafor went to Bel Air High School?
Jordan, is OG Anunoby fraudulent too? Is OG Anunoby fraudulent too?
Now, where OG Anunoby from?
He's from England.
His parents are Nigerian.
But did he grow up in Nigeria?
No.
Okay, then. That's what I'm talking about. Bro, did you know Manu Bol was 50 years old when he was playing in the NBA? Did you know that?
He was not.
Manu wasn't what they said he was. You know that. Come on, man. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all got to quit falling for that bait. I'm surprised, Ox, you disappointed me on that one with that Joey Dorsey and the Mecca Okafor shit.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good basketball players.
When I saw with my eyes and he did that grown man post move where he elbowed the motherfucker in the shoulder. I said that's a grown ass man, bro. That man that ain't no teenager. That's a grown ass man.
You were born in Houston? No.
Who, me? No, I was born in Los Angeles.
So that's amazing because Emeka Okafor is more from Houston than you. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's not to believe real talk when he says Jordan's not a real Houstonian. I ain't gonna lie.
Bruh, I will tell you the truth. I don't know nobody. I can call anybody right now and say, bro, do you know Emeka Okafor went to high school in Houston? They gonna say, hell no.
Do it, Jordan.
So because the people you be calling are dumb, he didn't go.
You.
Real quick. I'm from Houston. I've never heard of that.
Next time, Jordan.
No, you from Houston too? You even got to call nobody.
Granted, I was 5 years old at the time, but still.
5100 Maple Street.
Never heard of it.
Go there.
Okay, dropping streets.
Okay, that's where Bel Air High School is.
Bro, Bel Air High School is 5 minutes from my house. I know exactly where it's at.
He know where it is.
So Emeka was hooping when you
were I'm
not from this side of town. I just moved to this side of town. I'm not from this side of town. I just moved to
so
this
you not tapped in.
You're not tapped into the local. What I need you to do in your off time is I need you to go to Bel Air High School. Go drive. Okay. I need you to go there. I need you to go look at the trophy case, and I need you to see all them championships.
He wasn't, but
apparently
hey, look, I got somebody on the phone. I got somebody on the phone. Can y'all hear it?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, did you know Emeka Okafor went to Bel Air High School?
No, I did not know that.
All right, that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
Tell him where Bel Air High School is.
He knows where Bel Air High School is.
People knowing doesn't mean it's not
that's all I'm
true.
I'm gonna call you back.
I'm about to look up Emeka Okafor high school highlights. If I see a Bel Air jersey, then what?
I hope so. Shit, if you can find it. I done been in Bel Air High School. I ain't never seen no Okafor jersey in the rafters. I ain't never seen that.
Maybe he wasn't that good in high school. Maybe he
I'm looking. Bel Air High School has some guys
right now.
Bel Air High School has some guys too.
99th. So you might not have heard about the 99th player in the country.
Bro,
coming out of high school.
He averaged 7 blocks a game in his senior season. He averaged 22 and 16 in high school.
So
what school? At what school?
Bel Air High School.
Shit, no.
26 and 5. That's what they were. Okay. To give you an idea here, they lost 56-41 in the third round of the 2001 UIL state playoffs to Willow Ridge High School. This is not a fake conspiracy,
Do you know
Jordan.
Do you know Perk went to Ozan High School in Beaumont? I ain't never heard no Perk and Okafor comparisons. Never. So what we doing? Why? So I know about Kendrick Perkins and Ozan High School.
Do you believe Emeka Okafor's high school career is a myth?
Yes,
it's made up. That shit is made up.
Hang on.
We can't believe none of them.
Jordan, who played for Willow Ridge?
Not TJ Ford. Did TJ Ford play for Willow Ridge? TJ Ford. Yeah.
So that's who they lost to. That's the year.
I never heard the TJ Ford versus Mecca Okafor battle.
Okay.
They want to call Kendrick Perkins and ask him, bro, did you play against a Mecca Okafor? Because this is crazy.
Perk was different in high school, though.
I cannot believe what we're talking
about.
Perk
went to a little small school. Well, not a small school. He's from Beaumont. But Perk school, they won a state championship, I believe.
So where did you come find the Mecca from? If they were recruiting him where did you come find him?
Apparently.
AAU, gotta be AAU.
He popped on the scene just like these 6th graders be popping on the scene. Talking about he's 7 foot. We like, when? Okay, I've been watching these kids play since 2nd grade. Where the fuck this 6th grader been? He ain't never been nowhere. But when they got to the 6th grade, they got a new 7-foot giant dunking the ball. And I'm like, you've been watching these same motherfuckers play since 3rd grade. Where he been at? These reclasses. All of a sudden. That motherfucker
somebody call Real Talk and see what's going on.
Real Talk. I know Real Talk.
Real Talk is in class right now. I don't want to.
Real Talk. I think Real Talk might be from this area. To be real, he might be from this area. So I don't know.
Chuck Emeka, the Boise Emeka Okafor. That's his name.
Chuku Emeka. I think it's Chuku Emeka. Chukwuemeka. Yeah, I got a friend named Emeka, so it's probably Chukwuemeka.
Yeah, Chukwuemeka. The Boise. I don't know if I read that right, but that's his name. So,
that's crazy.
That sounds Houstonian to me.
Okafor attended Bel Air High School in Bel Air, Texas.
So, do anybody got a jersey, a picture of him in a jersey?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll look for a picture because I couldn't find it.
It's there. Yeah,
go look for it. Can't even find the proof. Can't do anybody got the video?
I couldn't find videos.
So we can't find videos, pictures with him with the jersey, and we just got stats. Boy, the FBI's listening. Boy, I tell you, boy, something going on. I just want to know. If I'm wrong, I apologize to Emeka Okafor, but then we got to figure out how old was he in high school. That's the part we got to figure out too.
Bro, he was born in Houston. They don't fake the birth certificates, bro. You can't just be doing this.
That's not true. Actually, I know somebody personally who doctored some birth certificate. I know.
Damn, right?
In California.
So nobody got a video.
It happens all over the world.
I just found a picture of him.
You said you found one?
I just found a picture.
One. Okay, cool.
Are y'all about to share it?
He dunking quite ferociously.
So he wasn't a teenager.
But hold on, Jordan. What's the mascot of Bel Air? You know what the mascot is?
They are red. I don't know what their mascot is.
They're red.
Wildcats. Is it the Wildcats?
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying on the jersey. Cardinals. Yeah, see.
Oh, okay. Damn.
So that's Photoshop. That's Photoshop.
No, that's real.
On that rim.
Damn. But look at it. Look how old Emeka Okafor in that Wizards jersey. 60.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Shout out to Emeka though. 22, 16, and 6 blocks.
Yeah, that's fire.
That'll get you recruited by UConn.
I think he averaged that.
To tell you the truth though, Bel Air High School got some dudes. They just had
Ron, who is that?
They had some dudes in their class, bro. I just didn't know that. I had no idea.
Ron, who is that? Who is that right there?
That's the boy Jerry
McNamara.
Jerry McNamara.
Oh boy.
And for the record, and I don't know if you remember this, Jordan, but that UConn team, their men and women's team won the national championship.
Bro,
I'm
gonna tell you the truth. Bel Air High School, they had some guys, bro. They still do. They just got the kid that was supposed to go to Duke. He ended up going to Miami with Jay.
No,
with Jay
how old is he?
Nah, he for sure a teenager. His name is I think it's Shelton. Something like that. He was supposed to go to Duke. He ended up transferring to Miami with Jay. You know, when Jay left Duke and went to got the head coach job at Miami, that's where he went.
So Sheldon a teenager, but Sheka is not a teenager. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, hey, man. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't fall for that shit though. I know it's too many. It's too much bullshit going on. You know how that go. Thon making and all his brothers just one day decided I'm 16.
Akil, you were born in Houston?
Yeah, I was born here.
Oh, okay.
What part of town? What part of town you from?
Sugarland.
Oh, okay. Did you go to school in Sugarland?
Yeah, I went to Dulles.
Oh, okay. I'm familiar with Dulles. Yeah. I'm familiar with.
What part are you in?
I went to North Shore High School, but
which is where?
Northeast Houston. It's like
which is where? You ever heard of that, Akil? Hey, Akil, you ever heard of that high school?
You ever heard of Jordan? You haven't heard of Jordan?
I never heard of no.
Never heard of that high school?
Where's Jordan? Didn't really go
to
Jordan's defense.
Jordan is tricking y'all. Jordan's defense. Wait. They got 10 football 5 stars over there right now.
We do. But we got like 4 players in the NFL. What are we talking about?
What are your stats?
Bro, I probably averaged like 4 points a game in high school.
Yeah, I never heard of you.
But hold on, Carter Brown.
Carter Brown was a 5-star recruit, Mars. Put some respect on
the
name.
He said
6 in college. It was a funny joke.
He said, look. He said, yeah. I never heard of you. I'm like, damn. First of all, hold on. Let's not get this twisted. Boy, do you know I play with 5 Division I guys, an NBA player, really 3 NBA players.
What about that right
behind
you, Jordan?
2 NFL players? Boy,
what about that right behind you, Jordan?
Hold on.
What about right behind you, Jordan? What right behind you, Jordan?
I play with 6.
You ain't play with no 6.
Yes, he did.
What school you came out of? I mean, what year you came out of?
2018.
Oh, that's why. You too young. We would have smacked y'all. But bro, you don't realize. Chill. When you play with 5 Division I players, realistically. 1 NBA player, really 3 NBA players. I'm just gonna get 1 that got a career. The rest of them pros, 2 NFL players. Are you out your damn mind? Yeah, I ain't know. Yeah, I overshadowed by the big guys. That's why.
But
So
Jordan,
you was on your Halley at the Olympics timing?
Oh,
Just
for sure.
Vibes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I was straight vibes. I was, but I put my work in. I put my work in to, be that dude. I wasn't no senior varsity guy. I was on there before. So hey, you just shit. You play with a dude. Shit. We got some guys.
Jordan, I just don't know if the school is like that. If Akil from Houston has never heard of the school,
He is from the
Crazy.
other side of
To
Houston.
be honest,
He is from.
To be honest, I've never been to the Northeast. It's like
See,
so far.
exactly.
But you know the
It's
good
probably
school
50
is.
minutes away from his house, Ron. The Northeast side is probably 50 minutes
an
away
hour
from him.
45.
I don't
It's
live
like
in
an hour
Portland.
45.
I know the big schools in Portland. I don't live in LA. I know the big schools in LA.
Ron, you know North Shore High School. Who don't?
I don't. Me and
You
Akil.
capping. You was capping.
Me and Akil
You
don't
was
know North
capping.
Shore.
I ain't never heard of you guys.
No, you not supposed to. I don't know one high school in London. Do y'all even have high schools?
No, to be fair, I've heard of North Shore.
See, there you go. See,
I
This
heard
wasn't
a
heard
little
of you.
story
I
after
don't know
I met
much
you.
about it.
Oh, Ox, that's crazy.
I'm not supposed to. I'm not from Houston.
Hey,
I
Akil,
know
you-
about North Shore High School.
My team was the third best team in the country when I was a senior. Just giving it up.
And to your point, Jordan, I do know what you're talking about because my senior high school we had 8 guys play Division I basketball.
See, that shit crazy. So. Hey, look, we had guys that went to the NFL. Y'all know Dorrance. Y'all know Dorrance Armstrong. You know who he play for right now? The Washington Redskins. Just got crazy paid. You know he was on our team. That's all I'm saying. Hey, I'm just saying, brother. We had some guys, bro.
Hey, Akil, you really played with 6D1 guys?
Yeah, of course.
Who the D1 dudes?
I forgot their name.
Oh man. Oh man. I don't never remember Dulles. I don't never remember Dulles having a dead.
They had the Harrison twins.
No, but the Harrison twins went to Travis, Fort Bend Travis.
No, they had 1 year in Dulles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but besides that, not really nobody. We had a guy named Doc Archibald. I don't know if you knew him. Yeah, he was like, he's pretty known in Houston. I was like being like a top 10 player. He didn't really go anywhere. He focused on academics, but he's pretty good.
He's really known in Houston. Jordan don't know nobody.
I would say so.
That's right.
I would say so.
He was killing me. That's crazy.
Yeah, Jordan cannot be the Houston correspondent.
It's okay. We got to kill him.
When me and Real Talk here, I know everybody he said, but Real Talk is a year younger than me, so
Jordan,
we're around the same. 2018,
I
might have moved out of Houston.
Jordan, what year were y'all the top 3 team in the country?
You about to check the national rankings.
Fact check you.
14.
2014?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just.
If they're second or fourth, we're calling Jordan a liar. I don't care.
Jordan, do you ever play against Kelly Oubre?
Anything but third, you a liar. I don't care.
Max Prep.
If you top 5, I'll give it to you.
Max Prep. Max Preps. I used to have a poster. They gave us a poster when they came out to.
That's right behind you. The state champion.
No, it's not that one. They came to our school when we won the state championship, and they gave us like a big old like parade type of thing. It was cool, and then that's when they deemed us the third best team in the country.
Jordan, you ever play against Kelly Oubre or De'Aaron?
Yes, Jordan, how does that work?
I played against Kelly Oubre twice.
Jordan, how does that work with you guys? Because I know
a lot of times Kelly Oubre, a lot of times. I mean, De'Aaron Fox, a lot of times.
I know Texas is huge. So how does that work? Like when you guys won the state championship, you guys are in a different like. Is it a class A, class B?
6. So now they have 6 classes, right? When I was in high school, they only had 5. So we were in 5A. So the biggest division in Texas is 5A. So we end up playing the best teams in 5A. You have to win like 8 rounds. We end up playing, play against some guys like Marquise Bolden. We played against him in high school. Dub they ass too, though, by the way. But shout out to DeSoto High School. I ain't no
y'all only got 8 rounds though.
Yeah, it's like 8 rounds.
In Seattle, you got to win like 15 for real.
Nah, that's too much. That's too much.
Ox, when I was growing up, we had in New Jersey, we had the public schools. It was 4 different ones. It was group 1 through 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was the private schools. It was
Jordan not lying, but I'm still gonna say you lied.
It was parochial. Of course, Moscow.
You checked?
Marge, yeah, I checked. Yeah, he not lying. They were behind Montverde and Mont today, but you were still lying. I don't care.
We want to play Montverde, but in hindsight, they probably would beat us. They was too big.
Yeah, you guys lost 3 games that year. You guys suck. Yeah, you guys lost 3 games that year. You guys suck.
We did lose 3 games.
Yeah.
We did lose.
You guys didn't get invited to nationals?
We did. They didn't after Yates. They stopped letting Texas schools go.
For real?
For some reason, I don't know. But
I
now,
never got to be honest with you, and I know how high school
Tennessee to
basketball
go
works.
play.
Pen.
I'm
not
Tennessee to play in preseason. But they stopped allowing Texas schools to play.
Chill.
Like,
You seen Blair Academy?
I did see Blair Academy. Yeah.
Luol Deng and Charlie Villanueva were fire, bro.
I heard Luol Deng and Charlie Villanueva was solid in high school, especially Charlie.
I don't want to derail the conversation, Ron, but like I was telling Ox, we had 4 public schools champions, group 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we had 2 private school champions, which is parochial A and parochial B. And unlike Texas, where these guys have to be the disputed NBA heavyweight champions, those six champions, the New Jersey High School Basketball Association decided, let's get all 6 of these champions. Let's go down to Rutgers and find out who the best team in the country is.
Oh, that's fine.
Let's do that.
That's fine, though. I wish they did that.
Get all 6.
I wish they did
let's
that.
Get all,
the small schools don't get. The small schools don't get.
Let's get all 6
schools
of these
don't
teams.
get their recognition like how they.
Let's bring them down to Rutgers University. Let's find out who the best team in the country is.
That's
and
fine.
We ended up playing the first team we played was Delcia. They were the Group 3 champions, and they really, Ron, thought that we was just some Catholic school dudes from suburban Jersey City. Like, you should have heard these dudes in the warm-up line. Yo, these punk ass Jersey City dudes. And you know, we're focused, right, Jordan? We focused on. I'm thinking to myself, these dudes don't even got a clue what they up against, right? They don't know what they're about to see. We ended up beating them by 40. Smoked them dudes. So then
we did the state champion team by 40 is crazy.
We ended up beating them by 40. And then in the state championship game, which is the tournament, it's called the Tournament of Champions, Ox. That's what it's called when you bring these teams down to Rutgers. So then we get in the Tournament of Champions championship game. It's against Seton Hall Prep. They got Brevin Knight. They got Ira Bowman on the team. Ira Bowman, he was the Ivy League Player of the Year. He played for the 76ers for a couple of years. They're undefeated, 31-0 when we see them. They hadn't lost a game. And they hadn't lost the game the whole season. We see them. We beat them by 25. Smoked them. So now at that point, undisputed heavyweight champion in the state of New Jersey. It was us.
That's fine.
That's how that worked. Yep.
Yeah, I wish they did that with us.
Montverde, that came. We played them my junior year.
But y'all in California? No, Montverde is in Florida, right?
I don't know where they're from. I know
they're in California. I know Montverde is in Florida.
No, I'm talking about Montverde. Montverde, they came this. We
bro. They don't. Bro, after Yates beat the shit out of everybody, I guess they start hating on them Texas kids.
At the Les Schwab tournament at Folsom High School.
Oh, okay.
Folsom, that's right. That's what I said.
Hey,
we were just talking some high school basketball. So
after Yates beat the shit out of everybody in the country, I guess they start hating on the Texas teams and was like, "Hey, man, we can't allow them country boys to come down here and whoop our California team's ass like that, man. Come on, man, we got to stop that."
California, they know what's up out here.
Boy, Yates beat that Jack Yates team. Now, you say you ain't never heard of Jack Yates, you lying. You is lying.
Never heard of Jack Yates, honestly.
That sound like a beef jerky company.
You are out your damn mind. You see that Alabama boy in the chat talking about Yates was unreal?
Cornerstone is in Texas, right?
I have no idea who the hell it is. I don't know.
That's when the prep schools Cornerstone. They came.
That's Bama in the chat talking about Yates.
Exactly. A Bama boy. Boy, Yates beat the boy. Boy, you talking about Joe Young? Joe Young and them? You crazy as hell. Wait,
because Randolph. He played for
Julius Randle or
Randolph.
Anthony Randolph?
Anthony Randolph. What school he went to?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I thought he went to one of them prep schools in Texas too. They came.
Anthony Randolph was a boy.
They came through the St. Hope Classic and got their ass whooped too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ox, what class you in? Because you not in the same class as Joe Young?
I don't know who Joe Young is.
Ooh, Mighty Joe Young?
No. Oh, Joe Young. Yeah. Wait, you asked me what?
You not in the same class as Joe Young?
I don't know what class is Joe Young.
Joe Young, 2012. Nah, Joe Young.
Joe Young. He younger than me.
I thought he was like 9-10. What class you in?
So he's 33. Hey. I think Joe Young was class of 2010.
He probably 9 or 10.
I think he's 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But they won that joint twice though. Boy, Yates was cold as motherfucker. Boy, they was beating teams.
Joe Young was
118 and 30. I just seen Joe Young at the gym the other day too. Him and his brother.
He the one who played for the Pacers?
Yes, I just seen Joe Young yesterday. I just seen him.
Joe Young was so tough.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He went to Yates. And you know what's crazy is?
What's up?
I don't even know if he was the best player at Yates. That's what's crazy. Boy, Yates got them boys, boy. I'm telling you, boy. They just, Hey, it's right there in the hood. Good old Third Ward, right by French's Chicken, bro.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say, Jordan, is them teams come to California and be getting their asses.
They
whooped.
didn't do that though. They went up there and
I don't
beat the hell out of everybody.
I don't know about Yates. I'm just talking about my experience in high school and AAU.
What was the guard that played at Finley Prep? The guard that played at Finley Prep that went on to playing, I think, UT.
I don't know.
I know Yates had them boys in the doozy. They beat the shit out of Finley Prep. I'm just letting y'all know, man. I'm telling you, boy, Mighty Joe was like that.
Yeah, well, I know a school called Garfield that Yates wouldn't want to get with.
Bro, it's kind of hard for me arguing with people about this whole Yates thing because y'all just don't know. Like, y'all have no idea. So it's kind of hard for me to just like debate you about who you think the toughest out of Seattle is. And it's like, I'm willing to go in there and just be like, yo, put your money on your Garfield team, and I'm going to put double the money on Yates. And I'm going to just sit back. And then before you know it, the game going to be 115 to 88. 115 to 70. That's what the game going to be.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, though, Jordan, in California high school basketball from the years of 2004 to 2014 was probably some of the best basketball in the world.
That's a fact. I'm a part of that, though. See how I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that.
That's what I'm saying. The California high school basketball run from 04 to 14 was ridiculous.
I don't remember who was the California dude in my class, though. I don't remember. I can't remember. I have no idea. But I mean, Texas is big though. That's the thing. Texas is so big, you can't, like he just said he from Sugar Land and he ain't never been to the northeast side of town. Do you know that's crazy? That is crazy.
It's literally like 2 hours away.
No, that is insane.
Bro, it's like 45 minutes away for real. I'm dead ass serious.
That's not true without traffic.
Yeah,
that's how big Houston is. Like it takes an hour to get to the other side of town. That's how big Houston is.
Like that's why he don't know about the northeast side of town. Like,
yeah,
it's too far.
The only time I'm going there is like if I'm going to New Orleans or something. Besides that, there's no point for me going there.
Houston sounds like a state.
It damn near is.
Damn near.
Damn
near.
Yeah, Houston.
And I've been to Houston a couple times, but I didn't realize Houston was that big.
A lot of people in Houston, when you say our high school, they'll be like, "Where's that at?" This is just how it goes, like, but we call it the east side of Houston,
All right, y'all. It's a couple more things we're going to go ahead and get into today. We started a list yesterday of the best current peaks in the NBA. And, well, that means if you are a current player and you had a high peak, more than likely you made this list. We'll get into that in a second, though, fellas. We did the first 15 names. We're going to get to 25 today. But before we do that, let me read a couple more super chats. I got one from I forgot to pull out at the Golden Dragon. I forgot to pull out said, as long as Fox is willing to take a back seat to the young guards, if they start outperforming him, then I see this as a win for both sides.
Why would he have to take a back seat to these guys? The young guards. So essentially what you're telling me is that Dylan Harper is better than De'Aaron Fox today.
No, eventually, if he becomes better than him.
So De'Aaron Fox at 27 years old, Dylan Harper in the next 2 years. By the way, De'Aaron Fox, I think, is in his prime right now. I don't think we've seen peak De'Aaron Fox yet. I think that we're still on the way to seeing that. So you're telling me that in the next 2 years, Dylan Harper is going to be better than him, and he's in his prime right now.
That's also not what he said.
He said outperforming them.
He said
if. He said if they start out.
Yeah,
if they
he never
start
said it's going to happen. He said if it happens,
okay,
and De'Aaron Fox takes a back seat, then it's a win-win.
But I'm trying to understand where do you see this going?
With him saying if. He thinks that they will. That's why he's bringing it up.
Do you think
that's why he's saying if?
Do you think
he needs people like you, Moss, to confirm that? Like, yeah, I think that they will confirm. I think that they will outplay them. Yes.
I think he's saying the best case scenario is Dylan Harper and them become good enough to where they can outperform De'Aaron Fox, and De'Aaron Fox would then be willing to relinquish control. That's what he's saying. Best case scenario. So if that were to happen, De'Aaron would have to do that. He's not saying that's what's going to happen, but he's saying ideally for the Spurs that would happen. You want Dylan Harper to become a better player than De'Aaron Fox sooner rather than later.
Want that.
So that's what I think. That's what he means. But
I think that's legit to say if De'Aaron Fox is later on in his career, like when Damian Lillard got to Milwaukee, 33, around that age. At 27, I think that I think that's. I don't think that's realistic.
Damian Lillard was a way better player. Number two, Damian Lillard is a great off-ball player, and Damian Lillard can really shoot. Okay, that's the difference 100%. Here.
I could get with that. Yeah.
So
I could get with him being able to shoot.
Look, there was a point where Ox said that the contract is descending. That I just wanted to confirm that because I hadn't looked at the contract details. It is ascending. So he will make $37 million this year. Then he'll make 49 in the first year of the extension, and then it goes all the way up to 61. The problem is, if it was descending, you might actually have a case that maybe it's okay, because at least now that final year where he's 32, it's not going to be so bad.
Well, I
now
didn't say
that final year,
I didn't say it was. I asked if it was.
Sure, but yeah. So I'm just confirming it's not. It is ascending.
Well, still with that being said, I just think the Spurs front office, I think they know what they're doing. I think they're equipped to do their job. I think they're, I think they got this.
I just don't think they were expecting to get such a high pick. And Dylan Harper is a point guard, in my opinion. I think Steph Castle thinks of himself as a point guard. That's what he said when he was at UConn. He said like he thinks he's a point guard. So you got two guys who are point guards right behind you, and they're bigger, and neither of them can shoot very well. And I was saying
they didn't have to sign De'Aaron to this contract. They drafted Dylan like what, a month or two ago, whenever the draft happened. So it's like if they now they got information, they knew they had a high draft pick before they signed into this. You know what I'm saying? So if they saw, okay, we got the number 2, and then they saw they drafted Dylan Harper, right?
Yep.
Why then, if they feel the same way you feel, why would they then sign him to this contract? That's the only thing I'm saying.
Like, the contract was promised when they made the trade. That's how they made the trade.
What, so?
Well, you're not reneging. That's the agent thing.
Why?
Unfortunately, that's just not how business.
Why, Pin? Why? If you think I'm gonna be like, change the plans, buddy. We just got Dylan Harper. I know we promised you this, but
you don't get to do that.
You can sign this, so we could just trade you again or whatever.
Okay.
What you think?
That's why Ox. And to your point, Ox. That's why I think that they signed De'Aaron Fox to this deal, because I think they seen Dylan Harper and they don't think that he's as ready as they thought he could possibly be. Because if they did, I don't think they would have signed De'Aaron Fox.
I'm just saying, Pin. I think they know a little bit more about their financial situation than you're giving them credit for. I think I think they got this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you make a deal like this, where the guy is pushing his way to San Antonio on the basis that he wants this money, like this was clear from the get-go. I want to get paid like a true top 10 player in the league. That's who I think I am. I think, it took a team to bite on that. But once you agree to that, once you tell Clutch Sports, this is what we're going to do for your guy, you have to sign him to that deal. And they did. They signed him to that deal. You can't take the money away, because now what you risk happening is now every Clutch client is going to be off limits for you, because Rich Paul is going to play that game. And that's how clients.
You're making deals in bad faith. That's what you're doing.
Look, chill. What did we see at the draft? Y'all remember that video of Rich Paul, which basically a flex at this point, that surfaced where he's on the phone with Matt Ishbia from the Phoenix Suns. Ishbia says, "We want Kaman Malawach," right? And he's like, "Let me get back to you." Because he's basically
you think Rich Paul's the only agent making phone calls like that on draft night?
No, of course not. But Rich Paul is unique because, number one, he is willing to go there. He's willing to play hardball. Number two, he is willing to freeze you out. And number three, power comes down to how many contracts you actually control. Clutch is a huge agency when it comes to this kind of stuff. This is not an agency you want to mess with, and you definitely don't want to develop the reputation as a team that reneges on a deal like this. So again, y'all always accuse me of going back to Toronto stuff. When Toronto made that deal for Brandon Ingram, they agreed that they were going to pay him $120 million, that the money was going to be there. If when he gets there and they meet him and he starts talking nonsense about, whatever, or he has a severe injury, you can't now back away from that because you already agreed to that.
Trade deadline's over. How do you know that they agreed to that? Because when you said it earlier, it was a lot of speculation.
Because that's how Rich Paul works. If you look at his
And,
Yes.
and you know that. How many times have you interned for Rich Paul? How many times have
Wait a
you
minute,
worked
though,
for Rich
Ox.
Paul?
Did
No, I'm not
we
gonna wait a
not see?
minute. I'm not gonna wait a minute,
Daryl Morey
Chill.
did that with James Harden, though.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
I'm not
did.
gonna wait a
Daryl
minute.
Daryl Morey
because
did that with James Harden.
we have like when I sometimes I'm listening and then I forget. This is all speculation. We're having this conversation
Not speculation.
based on the speculation that Penn made because Penn thinks he knows how Rich Paul works. That's what I'm saying. Like we're right now we're talking like we know what's going on, but it's based on a speculation that Penn made 30 minutes ago.
Well, I mean, look, I didn't intern for Rich
But
Paul.
didn't we
I don't
see-
know
didn't
Rich
we
Paul.
see
I've never
Chris Paul?
talked to Rich Paul or Mav Carter or LeBron James. I understand that. What I am telling you, however, is I very deeply obsess over this stuff. So I will read every article, every podcast, and they've talked about this stuff. Players have talked about this stuff, that we're going here, we're going there. I talk to trainers, scouts that talk about this stuff, people who are plugged into these dudes. I knew Brandon Ingram was getting moved 4 months before he got moved. I knew exactly what deal he wanted. I knew which teams could offer him that money. There were 3 teams that could do it, 2 teams that wanted to do it, 1 team that eventually did it. It's the same thing with the draft. When you're talking about that second day of the draft, the second round picks or whatever, there are certain guys who are just like, I'm not going to sign a 2-way. So you could draft me, but it's not going to work for you. If all you got is a 2-way, we're not going there. And if you want to piss off an agent by drafting their dude when there's no money for that guy on their second contract and there's no minutes for that guy and he doesn't fit in the system, if you want to piss that guy off because the agent is only thinking about his money and his money is coming on that second deal. Rich Paul is not pushing De'Aaron Fox to a place where he's not going to get money and he can't get paid. The CBA and the new apron restrictions make it so that even if a team wants to pay a guy, they can't pay a guy. So the money was there in San Antonio for him. Y'all say, oh, he wanted to go to San Antonio so badly. He wanted to go. Yeah, because the money was there. That's why he wanted to go to San Antonio. The money was there. If another team had opened up the cap space to get him, he would have wanted to go there too. De'Aaron Fox wanted to get paid and De'Aaron Fox wanted to win. San Antonio offered both those perspectives. If he gets there and now you say, well, I know we said $57 million is what we're going to offer you, but, you know, we just drafted this guy number 2. We really high on him. And, you know, number 2 pick takes up a lot of money on the cap. We think Wemby's going to get a supermax. So we want to offer you 45. You cool with that? He's not going to be cool with that. That's not what he asked for.
Then don't resign. And don't sign an extension. You're a free agent.
Great. Burn bridges with that entire agency. Burn bridges with De'Aaron Fox.
That's not necessarily. That's not
how business is done.
That's not necessarily burning bridges. That's doing what's right for your franchise. I'm not. No franchise is just no good franchise like we assume the San Antonio Spurs are gonna capsize their franchise because they don't want to make Rich Paul mad. I'm not gonna just throw my whole future away with Victor Wembanyama because I don't want to piss off Rich Paul. What do you think is worse? Me ruining Victor Wembanyama's career or making Rich Paul angry?
I definitely want to be in good
faith.
faith.
Which one is more important, Chill? Making sure that Victor Wembanyama is set up nice in the future.
Oh, I definitely want to protect my franchise player, 100%. I definitely want. I don't think this is even. I don't think this is a conversation. But to Penn's point, I think 2 things can be true. To your point, Ox, no way do I want to piss off my franchise player. I want my franchise player in the fold, and I don't want to piss off Rich Paul.
I don't want to piss off Rich Paul either. But I'm saying, like at the end of the day, if I tell De'Aaron, hey, come over here and we got a good contract for you, right? Come over here, we got a good contract for you. You can sign an extension over here. We're gonna take care of you. But then we end up with the 2 pick, the second pick, and I'm like, okay, I can get Harper, and now wait a second, I have to restructure some things. I'm gonna talk to the agents and we're gonna do good business. I'm gonna let you. I'm like, if I got no information, I'm sorry, Rich. I got no information. I can't take my franchise for you, Rich. I'm sorry. Like it's you know what I'm saying. It's about communication and working things out. I can't take my franchise, Chill, because we have Victor Wembanyama over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wasting his prime. You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? Satisfy De'Aaron Fox and Rich Paul, or look out for Victor Wembanyama, his future?
Absolutely.
7 months ago, when the Raptors made that deal for Brandon Ingram, I got up here and I told you that there is zero
Y'all don't got
chance.
y'all don't got Victor Wembanyama.
Irrelevant.
Y'all don't have the same.
That is irrelevant. What I got up
That's
here and I
not
told you
irrelevant.
there was
You have
0% chance that Brandon Ingram was not going to resign with Toronto, and you said you don't know that, Penn. There's a chance he could leave. You don't know that, and I said I'm telling you, this is how contracts work. I'm telling you that Rich Paul is not rolling the dice. He is signing these agreements before they're legally signed. That's how agents are working in this sphere. And so if it's a handshake deal, exactly. So you're gonna renege on a handshake deal. You're gonna piss off one of the most powerful sports agents in the world. Okay, and that dude is not doing business with you, and you're not going to be able to touch clutch clients for the next 5 years. He will hold that against you. And other agencies are not going to be doing business with you either.
Penn, I'm not saying that they want to burn bridges with Rich Paul, but it's like, bro, I'm one of 30 NBA franchises in the world. Mm-hmm. You're gonna do business with me. You don't have a choice. Like, he can't just avoid an NBA franchise. Like, if I don't sign your guy, it's no way that you can't that we.
But Ron, can't that backfire? But Ron, can't that backfire? Because like you just said, you're one of 30 franchises. Well, just so we clear, even though we're agents and we have a budding interest in other players, an enemy of my enemy makes that enemy a friend of mine. So if you're doing bad business with me, I'm putting the word in Ox ear. Ox, don't deal with these guys.
That's not bad business though. It's bad business. It's bad business if we're trying to work out a deal over lunch, over golf or whatever. And I shake your hand. I say, chill. I guarantee you, I'm gonna look out for you. And then out of nowhere, I'm just like, man, I'm not signing you. I'm crawfishing on the deal. It's over. Yeah, that's bad business. That's just like, bro, what happened? But if we all have new information and all the things that Penn was saying earlier, if all those things are true, if this is tanking the franchise and not allowing them to re-sign none of their younger guys, it's gonna mess them up, then I'm gonna come to you as a businessman and make sure that you understand I can't allow your client to tank our franchise. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. So what's more important, Chill? Me looking out for Clutch Sports or me looking out for the San Antonio Spurs? What's more important? Me looking out for Rich Paul or me looking out for Victor Wembanyama? That's what I'm saying.
You have an obligation to your franchise.
I think the Spurs know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's my only point. What's more important here, Rich or Vic?
And if that pisses off Rich Paul, then so be it.
I don't think it does though, Ron. And the reason why I don't think it does, because to your point, Ox, we got new information. So it's not just you reneging on the deal. But to Penn's point, because I think Penn made a valid point, there's a reason why we saw Rich Paul say to the general manager of the Phoenix Suns, "We love you too. We love you at 10." So he wants to put his client in a position where he's playing for a team, one, where he knows he's going to play, because if I know for a fact I'm going to play, what's going to ultimately happen? I'm going to put myself in a position where I can get busy, which I can get to that second deal, right? If I get to that second deal, now that means that I get paid. So I want to put my client in the best position available. And two, that means that I can do business with them further when I have more clients, right? So I think two things can be true.
Just because, like, let's say that it was a team that Rich Paul didn't want Kamal Malawach to go to at 10 because there was an opportunity for a second contract. And let's say the situation went bad. 4 years down the line, if the Phoenix Suns have the number 2 pick and Rich Paul has a client that's going number 2, he's not going to tell them, no, you can't go to the Suns.
He ain't gonna have no choice.
He's not gonna have a choice. If they want to draft him, and if it is a good situation for that next client, Rich Paul's not gonna be like, man, well, son, Kamal Malawach didn't fare well with the Suns, so I don't think you should want to go there.
Ron also think two things can be true, like Chill said. Like what Penn is saying is correct, but it's also what Ox is saying is correct too. Like this happens a lot in the NBA where agents and GMs get crossed. Like it happens a lot. It's just Rich Paul is out. It's probably happened to Rich Paul a few times. Yeah, it's just so it's just like it's not that big of a deal because sports is what have you done for me lately? Like they can be in bad terms. Yeah, like you can be in bad terms with somebody today, but in 2 weeks, shit, new information.
Yeah,
like
you're gonna be right back on the phone making another deal.
Because it's the business.
It could be another advantage.
But we also can't. But we also can't leave out, Ron. To your point, if you got the number 2 pick, I mean, we've seen it in the past. I'm not playing for the Vancouver Grizzlies. So Steve Francis made that clear.
But what
I'm
if it's
not
a good
moving.
situation though, Chill? Is Rich
But
Paul
it
going to be
wasn't a
like,
good
don't go to?
situation. But
No,
see, that's the
I'm saying,
difference.
I'm saying no, Chill. If it is a
Yep.
good situation, just because the last situation went sour, Rich Paul's not going to be like, don't go there because they screwed over my last client.
Yeah.
But they do that. They 100% do that. And if
Maybe
you
in the
want,
later rounds, but not as a second round pick.
like
Probably later round.
It's all the rounds, man. Like when you look at someone like Maxime Reynaud falling to the Sacramento Kings, why did he fall to the Sacramento Kings? There's an opening. He's a hometown kid. They had a contract for him, so that's where he's going. And he's not going earlier than that because a lot of those teams didn't have the same opening for him. It's the same thing with Kaman Malawach. There was a clear opportunity for him in Phoenix to play a lot of minutes, to get a lot of reps. Obviously, there was some trust from their organization that he would get paid, that he'd be treated like a franchise cornerstone. I think this is just the way the business works now. And if you already have Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford, let's just say, for instance, let's say the Mavericks hadn't got moved up to get Cooper Flag. Let's say they were in that same range to draft a Kaman Malawach. If I'm Rich Paul, I'm pushing Kaman Malawach away from that situation because I don't think he's going to get minutes ahead of Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively and Anthony Davis. And he's going to get buried. And then he's going to be in the G League and his development is going to suffer, right?
Penn, you're right, but that's a little different. We're talking about like personal battles versus the best interest of the kid. I think the best interest of the player is always going to supersede any personal battle Rich Paul has had with a shake hand conversation with the Spurs general manager. So that's totally different. But both of y'all are right. It's just what Ox is saying is like that ain't why they signed De'Aaron Fox. They also I asked you this question and you didn't answer. They also just don't have nobody else. Like they didn't have nobody else on the market to replace De'Aaron Fox but Dylan Harper. And it's like you don't want to go into another season where the Spurs missed the playoffs for what, the 5th straight year? You don't want to go do that. Like they want the Spurs to make the playoffs this year. De'Aaron Fox can help them do that. Dylan Harper probably may or may not, but we know he's not better than De'Aaron Fox right now. So you have to pay him. Like regardless, they have to for them to be able to contend to make the playoffs. They have to pay De'Aaron Fox because De'Aaron Fox would have sat out probably if they wouldn't have paid him. Now you got a whole nother issue.
Or asked to be traded again.
Yeah, you got a whole nother issue. So it's just you just had to pay him. That's all I was telling you. Whether you want to say it's an overpay, sure it is. But for the Spurs, when they're not paying nobody, it's not an overpay. Like that's not really. I
just think you have such a contract negotiation leverage when you're in Texas because y'all don't have state tax,
right?
And in Florida, where you should be able to pay guys a little bit less than teams like LA, Toronto, New York,
but
where they have really high taxes.
You get taxed in every city though. So even though you're gonna play 41 games at home.
No, I understand that, but at least you're not getting taxed all the time.
That's
because if you play in Toronto, you get taxed so heavy.
You get taxed crazy. But I mean, they worked that out on the back end.
But that's why Toronto always has to overpay their guys. That's why Toronto had to overpay Emmanuel Quickly. That's why Toronto had to overpay Thaddeus Young.
The Lakers be able to lowball motherfuckers. That's
because the Lakers offer a different opportunity, which is the off-court branding market valuation.
And paying this opportunity. You see my hand right here, Penn?
So it's not.
What they do. They slide it underneath the table. That's what they do.
No, if you move to LA, you playing.
No, that's legit. That's legit.
You playing with LeBron, you playing with Luka. You're helping your market major because you're going to be on national TV. You're going to get off-court deals. You're going to get shoe deals and all this stuff and little local ads and stuff. I'm just saying for teams that are small market that are in bad tax situations, you're really messed.
Man, I don't know what y'all talking about these small market deals, man. My homeboy played with the Clippers for 3 years, but I don't remember no small market commercial. No, none of that. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Well, the Clippers are the ultimate poverty franchise. That's a little.
Hey, man, Inglewood. Hey, man, they do good business in Inglewood.
Well, now they do.
They was doing it back in about 2017, 2018, 2019, around there. Oh, but hold on, since I got to leave, Ron, I do want to ask Mars a question real quick. Mars. What did the tick say to the clock?
Uh-oh.
He's still
Another
there.
dad joke.
Mars.
Another dad joke.
Come on, Mars. What did the tick say to the clock?
Mars.
I guess I'll ask Penn. Penn probably know. Penn. What did the tick say to the clock?
TikTok. I don't know.
What the hell? No, man. What are you talking about?
What did the tick say to the clock?
That's the joke. What are you talking about? Come on,
I got you.
You guys is crazy, man. Come on, man.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Come on, Mars. You couldn't get that one?
Oh my goodness.
That's okay.
God
Hey,
damn, man.
Dad
I mean,
jokes.
I was in the right area when I said TikTok.
You would. You TikTok. TikTok is crazy. Like, I'm going to just say TikTok. Yeah.
What are you
But
talking
hey, that was it. That was my joke for today. I will come up with another one on Friday. So be ready, Mars.
No. I can I
And
amend
disappointment.
can I amend your joke? Can I give you a
Sure.
better talk to me?
That would have been good too. Yeah, that would
you
have
go.
been good too. Talk to me. Talk to me is crazy.
Who do you think you're talking to?
Yeah. Well, some around talking. Some around
There we
talking
go.
for sure.
For sure.
For sure. But I'll see y'all later. I'll see y'all on Friday, guys.
Later,
Maybe
later,
earlier.
Drenchy.
Actually,
All
I
right,
might see you
Jordan.
earlier. But all right.
So,
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into this list. Let's go ahead and make it happen, fellas. Penn and Akil, I know you guys weren't here yesterday, but this is what we came up with yesterday in terms of top players, current players at their peak. Let me go ahead and throw this up there.
mhm.
All right, top 15 current peaks. We had LeBron James, Steph Curry, Jokic, KD, Giannis, Kawhi, Joel Embiid, James Harden, Anthony Davis, Luka, Chris Paul, Russ, SGA, Jason Tatum, and Jimmy Butler.
This is nasty.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
This is nasty
nasty?
as hell.
Yeah, no Scotty Barnes in the
CP3 at
top
11.
15.
No. Forget Scotty Barnes. Number 11, CP3 is
who does-
nasty. Like,
Who does CP3 peak higher than? That's ahead of him.
I think that's fine.
That's a good point. Damn. Okay,
That's what the list is about.
Okay.
It's just
I
me
mean,
that
I
it's
don't-
just
I
that
don't
many good players in the league right now.
could you make an argument that he's peaked high? Nah.
No, you can't.
I think,
Damn it.
okay, is this a hot take? Jokic at number 1? I don't think that's a hot take.
Jokic a 2.
He peaked higher than
would be
Bron?
right.
Braun
What do you mean
and
you don't
Curry,
think
yeah.
that's a hot take?
That's not a hot take.
Jokic
It's
a-
not a
there's
hot
not
take
one-
to say
look.
Jokic peaked higher than LeBron James.
Okay, you can say it's a hot take.
It is a-
But look, there's no one
do you
person
believe
these
that?
last 3-4. I do believe that. Last
You
3-4
believe
years.
Jokic peaked higher than LeBron?
I do. I actually do.
Now, wait.
No,
I'm
Hold
running the
Hold
poll.
on,
I'm
hold on.
running the poll.
Well, no, but wait a
Let
minute,
me
because
say-
I can
let me
tell
say
you
my
right
argument.
now, I can tell y'all dudes right now,
Mhm.
if I said something like that, my ass would be on the grill. So let's go.
Let me
Explain
do
why
my
you
argument.
Explain why you think Joker. Give me legit logic why you think Joker
Mhm.
peaked
I don't
higher
hate
than
it.
James.
I don't
Go.
hate it.
I need legit logic
there's
too.
not- There's not one
What's plus
single
minus?
player, not one single player since 2020 or 2021 that you feared more than Nikola Jokic when he has the ball or without the ball.
Yeah,
LeBron,
what
yes.
about, what about since
What?
2009?
There's not one single player.
What about since 2009?
You
Since
use
2009?
you use the
Yeah.
Bron stat against Bron. Cut off.
No,
cut
I'm
off
saying,
years.
look, even when, let's say, like Miami were in the finals against Spurs or Dallas, whatever, what was his peak year? 2013 or 2014?
You tell me. You're the one.
What are
making
you
the
going
argument.
off of?
You
No,
tell me.
you guys
What-
are you guys saying
You're
like
the one who
his
said
entire
Jokic
career
peaked
peak?
higher. So when is LeBron's peak?
No. For me personally, LeBron's peak is 2013.
Okay,
Jokic
so-
for me
that's
is
what I'm saying.
2023 or
Okay,
2023.
2013
Which one
Jokic.
was
20,
better?
2023 Jokic
2013
is better
Bron.
than 2013 Bron. That's your statement.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2013 Braun, yes, he has the stats, he has the defense, all that, etc. But there's not one single person I fear more than Nikola Jokic because he can
Don't
make
just
any
wash
single
over
shot.
the stats and the defense. He was like
He
arguably a top 3 defender
he's
in the
best player.
league.
I'm not gonna say. Look, I have him better than Michael Jordan, but that's like that's a
So
different
Jokic
story.
peaked
So
higher than
Jokic better than Jordan?
No, I'm saying not career wise. I'm just saying if you
Yeah,
take like
peak.
one single
Jokic
year,
peaked higher than Jordan.
I think so. Yes,
Oh,
I do think so. Because look,
Jokic
I'm
has
just saying.
the
Look,
highest peak ever. Jokic has the highest peak
I
ever.
think so. Offensive wise, there's not a
Y'all,
single. offensive
y'all,
player
I want to
that-
remind
there's
y'all
not
the
a single-
last time a kid was up
there's-
here, he was talking about my takes. And I just wanted to remind y'all.
There's not. I mistook you for a big take for ticket. My bad. That's my
Oh,
fault.
wow.
Okay.
Um,
Chris Webber better than Jokic. By the way.
look,
Yep,
all I'm saying
that
is,
take.
look, all I'm
Jokic
saying
peaking
is-
higher than
all
Michael
I'm
Jordan
saying-
is worse than
higher
that.
than
All
Jordan.
I'm
Oh,
saying
wow.
is Jokic is the
Honestly,
best offensive player
It's
of all
not
time.
worse.
Jokic is the best offensive player of all time. You can't stop his floaters. I feel like he makes every single floater. He'll make every single fadeaway jump shot. He'll make every single three. He has no flaw, right?
Every
LeBron,
single
he had a flaw. Michael Jordan,
Every
he
single
had
three.
flaws.
Then how did they lose in the playoffs?
Damn near,
Okay,
he
so
shot
are
43%
we
this year.
just going to ignore the other side of the ball
43%
to make
ain't
this
damn-
argument?
That's what it sounds like.
What'd you say, Morris?
So Jokic has no flaws, and we're just ignoring.
Well,
you
you can
know,
say his defense.
elephant in the
obviously.
room.
We're gonna
Yes.
okay. Obviously, you're gonna say his defense, right? But
So he
he's
has a
not
flaw.
he's
Okay.
not a bad defender. He's an above average defender. All the analytics, advanced analytics, he's like
Do your eyes
top of
tell
the
you that?
category.
Do your eyes tell you he's an above average defender?
Sometimes because he's not gonna block the shots, but he'll get those little rip through steals, kind of like how James
Achilles,
Harden did back in the
How
day.
many rip through steals is he in the game, and how much does it affect? The
I mean,
game?
like no player's gonna average like 3-4 steals per game.
Okay, so
right?
I'm
But
asking-
he gets a lot of
Joker was in the
that's-
top 3 in
that's-
steals
no,
last
no.
year. Joker was in the top 3 in steals last year.
Okay, but chill.
Okay,
How many
yeah, exactly.
possessions? How many possessions are there in a basketball game for 1.5 of those possessions?
Look, I'm not
for him
saying
to
he's a
steal the
good.
ball?
I'm
How
not
much
saying
does
he's
that
a
really
great
impact
defender.
the game? Chill?
I'm not saying he's a great defender. I'm just saying he's not
Right.
a liability. He's not a bad defender. He's an
Okay,
above
so
average
what
defender.
was LeBron James a liability at in 2013?
In 2013, I just don't think he scored enough. I really don't. I feel like he could have had more production on, like the scoring out.
Didn't
there.
he
If you look
average
back-
more than
if you-
Jokic?
Yes,
he averaged
did.
26 points per game.
Didn't
20
Jokic
LeBron
have like
knows.
25 in 2023?
Yes, sir.
Yes, but offensive wise, that's not really his like. He's looking to pass more than he's trying to score, right? But when
No, he
does
doesn't.
score-
Let's stop that right now. See
but
that
when
part
he-
right
when
there
he
is
is
where
trying
you
to
lose me.
score-
No,
but
he
when he is
doesn't.
trying to score, there's not.
No, he doesn't.
He's the most
James is
efficient
in it.
scorer.
James has consistently. James is consistently
I
throughout
think he's
the
talking
course
about
of his
Jokic
career.
when he says that.
No, yeah, I'm talking about Jokic.
Yeah, he's saying Jokic wants to pass more, I think.
He wants to
But,
pass more than
so
he score. But
I
he's the
asked,
most.
I
He's
asked
way
what,
more
I
efficient
asked
than
what LeBron is a liability at in 2013, and you said he doesn't
I just
score
said.
enough.
I just think he
But
could
even
have
if
scored more.
even if he is
I
talking
feel
about
like
Joker,
whenever he's
Did
playing,
Swipe
I,
pay
that's,
you
but
to
that's
say
not that's not the question I asked her.
I
Because
just
you
think
said
his
Jokic
motor,
has
his
no
motor.
flaws. You said Jokic has no flaws.
Right.
Then we brought up the defense.
He's
But then
plenty
you
of
said
flaws.
he's not a liability at defense.
He's not.
So your point would still apply. So
He
what
does-
was LeBron James? Not what was he not amazing at? What was he a liability at?
He's not a liability. I'm just saying he could have done more. That's all.
So
I'm saying.
LeBron James has no flaws.
Hold on. First of all,
He
Jokic
has-
has plenty of flaws defensively. Bro.
I think
First of
LeBron's
all, he's
flaw
not
is
a,
just
he's
his
not a good
motor.
rim protector. He doesn't get there often. When he is there, he doesn't.
But
impact
he doesn't
percentages
think
very much.
Jokic has flaws.
Irrelevant.
I
Irrelevant.
think
What he
Jokic.
think
His
he-
argument.
I don't.
I don't care what his argument is.
But he
First of
thinks
all,
LeBron has a flaw. And
Look,
the
okay,
flaw is a
okay.
motor.
Jokic
Okay,
is
okay.
not switchable.
So what's
Jokic is not
Jokic's
switchable.
defensive motor? So what's
Jokic
Jokic's
is not a
defensive
good
motor
rim
if LeBron
protector.
has a
Okay,
flaw?
answer me this question. If you're going into a playoff matchup, right? Unless your team is outweighed just completely better from you, kind of like how he had nobody when Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. were out and they played the Warriors. He had nobody. Are you fearing LeBron more or Jokic? Because Jokic can single-handedly. He
LeBron.
took Oklahoma to Game 7 with no help at all.
No help is a
No help?
ridiculous statement, but okay.
I mean, think about it. Jamal Murray, he was like, on
No,
and
no,
off
I'm,
every game.
I'm
Aaron
thinking
Gordon
about
was-
it because
Aaron
I
Gordon-
watched the
Aaron Gordon was
series.
good.
I watched the
Gordon was
Nuggets
good. No way
actively
to
win a
think
game in which Jokic played terrible. So that's a ridiculous.
no
statement.
No,
way
no,
to
I'm
think-
saying Jamal
no
Murray
way.
had like 2 or 3
I
games.
watched
Michael
the
Porter
Nuggets
Jr.
win a game
I
in
did
which
too.
Jokic played terrible. That's a
I did too.
ridiculous statement. He played
I did too.
egregiously, and they won the game. So
Why is the narrative
very
always
clearly
he
had
has no
help.
When
How
you
can the
compare
guy
to
have
other
no
teams-
help,
when you-
but they're
when you
winning games when
compare-
he plays
when you
badly?
compare Jokic's team to any other team, he has no single All-Star. He's never played with an All-Star in his life. Not a single All-NBA player ever.
Does that
So
mean
if
that
you
he
look
doesn't
at
have
other
help
teams-
though? See that part right there, Kill. Is
There's a
when you throw me
difference
off
between
track.
help and then having guys who get voted onto the All-Star team. They won a game
The second
against
best player is Aaron
OKC. In order to get to a game 7, you have to win 3 games. In
Correct.
one of the 3 games they won, Jokic played terribly and they won the game. Therefore, a third of their victories that you are praising Jokic for was in spite of him. So
No.
they very clearly didn't get to game 7 just because of Jokic. Because in order to get to a game 7, you have to win 3 games, and one of them was not because of him. So that was a lie. You was wrong.
Mhm.
You made something up. Why would you do that?
I don't think no. Because look, you can say the same thing about Steph Curry. Even if he's having a bad game, you're gonna still say, "Oh, his gravity." Right? Jokic creates.
Oh, so
much
you're of the belief that
offensive
Jokic just can't play badly because gravity.
Which isn't true.
Not entirely, but
Which
I
is
do
not
think
true.
that's a factor.
I kind of see what he's saying.
I do think
Yeah,
it's a
because
factor.
you made
so
the argument
Joker-
a few months
so
ago.
Joker
You
always-
did
whoa,
make-
even when Jokic is averaging like
Oh, but
let's
Jokic
say he gets
is
like
good.
15 points per game, right? He's still having
Okay.
a good game because of everything else he does.
That's
So if
not
Jokic
true.
is
I-
playing,
I-
so
I
if
don't
Can't
Jokic,
be true.
so
He
if
won
When
Jokic
does that
is
happen?
playing, so if Jokic is playing terrible defense, if Jokic shoots 30% from the field, if Jokic has 8 turnovers, he didn't have a bad game because gravity.
That one game you're talking about, that's a bad game, sure, for his standards. For his
For
standards, it's a
anyone's
terrible game.
standards.
Hold on, Mars. First of
I
all,
mean-
if he got 8 turnovers, if he had 8 turnovers and he
That
missed a
was
bunch
one
of shots,
exception.
it's usually because you were guarding him with your whole damn team. Okay,
That's one
usually.
exception.
So
Okay.
ideally,
anything about
even if we
James?
can agree that's a subpar game by Jokic standards, he is impacting the game by sucking away 2 to 3 defenders.
Of
You gotta
course,
remember-
no
remember,
one
you
one
gotta
says
remember-
you gotta remember.
superstars
Caruso-
impact the game every game. That's
You got to remember,
Fine.
Caruso
Yeah.
was
saying
sponge
they
guarding
can't have
and
bad games is completely different.
you
than
gotta
saying
bad by
remember.
superstars
whose
always
standard,
impact
though?
the game.
You got to
The
remember,
bad by whose
Caruso.
standard?
LeBron James standard. That's what he's getting compared to.
Look,
Okay,
He's
you're-
being compared to LeBron James.
LeBron is way
Jokic
better.
had a
Yeah,
bad
sorry.
game and they won the game.
LeBron
You're
is
you're
in
not
a tier
considering
by
factor that.
himself. Like when it
You're
comes
not
to
considering-
Jokic was bad in Game 7 against the Clippers and they won.
Do you think that Joker was good earlier this season? They played against Detroit. He went 23-15. He had 7 turnovers in that game. Went 0 for 3 at the long ball line.
Sure.
And do you think he was good?
I can't remember that game.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's bad.
Just so you know, they won that game, by the way.
So
Yeah,
in
that's a good
game 3 against the Thunder,
Hmm.
when Jokic was 8 for 25 and 0 for 10 from 3 and had
Hmm.
8 turnovers,
He was
and the
not.
Nuggets
3?
won 0 for 10 from 3
Right.
with
right.
8 turnovers, and the Nuggets won.
That's a
You
bad
are
game.
telling me he played well.
No, that's a bad game. I'm
Okay.
not gonna tell you a lie.
They
I'm
did
gonna
not
say
get- so Jokic did
I'm
not
not-
carry them to a game 7.
He did not.
majority of it he did. And I'm not
They
saying
won
LeBron's
3
not doing the same
games.
thing.
One of them he played bad.
One of them.
Okay.
But
So-
I'm saying, look, in the last 3-4 years, dude, you can't tell me
I'm listening,
you fear
I'm listening,
another.
I'm listening,
You
I'm
can't tell me you fear another player more than Jokic.
But
He'll
that's
make
not
the
peak
most-
LeBron. The
he'll
last
make
3 or
the-
4 years, peak
he'll
LeBron
make
was
the
in
most
the
bullshit
Honestly,
shots and it just
Akil,
drains your
I
team.
don't mean to like cut you short here, but like I'm pretty afraid of Draymond Green. Okay.
He had nobody. on
The
that
fear
team.
factor
Campazzo was
element,
the
the
point
fear
guard.
factor element of this is not necessarily the greatest barometer for
Oh,
you
I'm
know
not buying
because
this, man.
I
They
was-
beat,
I
they
was-
smoked the Clippers, and he had 16
Like-
points.
like
They
Akil,
smoked them.
you could make a really legitimate argument that Kobe Bryant
I
was
said
a
that.
scarier player to face than anyone in the league, and yet there's still
Sure,
people who will tell you Tim
mentality-wise.
Duncan was better.
It's
So
not a
that's-
mentality thing neither. Lajuan neither. What are you talking about? Lajuan was feared.
Like,
Jordan
that's
was
just like
feared.
from me seeing LeBron,
Chamberlain.
from me seeing Steph Curry, me
James
seeing Kevin
was
Durant,
feared.
me seeing Jokic.
Like this,
I think from my two eyes,
Oxus said this to me numerous times. There isn't a guy more dangerous on the floor than Steph Curry. Nobody on the floor more dangerous than Steph Curry.
I'm just saying with my two eyes, with
when I
my
think
own
about a
2 eyes,
quarterback,
I've seen.
Ron, when I think
I
about
think
a
Jokic
quarterback,
is best.
first thing I think about when I think about a quarterback, when he comes to the line of scrimmage, you know the first thing he's doing? He looking at that defense, and he's looking at who their guy is. Well, when you come out on the floor and you playing against the Golden State Warriors, the first person that you're looking for, the second person that you're looking for, the third person that you're looking for is Curry. That's the dude that we have to deal with. And to say that Joker can't play bad and they win, he had 16 points in Game 7. They smoked the Clippers. 16 points, 15 rebounds, and they smoked them with no help. That's just not
I never
true.
said if he plays bad, they don't win.
Categorically not true.
I never said if he plays bad, they don't win. If he
You said
plays
they
bad,
got
they
to
can
a
still
game
win the
7
game.
with no help. You said he got to a game 7
You
with no
did.
help.
You
Okay,
just
let me
said
take that back. He has help, but it's not as much help as any of these other teams.
How much help does he need, by the way, to get to
He
a
doesn't
game
have
7?
enough help compared to any other team. Compared to any LeBron team, compared to what the Thunder had, compared to what even the Clippers had. He has worse help around him compared to these other teams.
So just because you got more
And he
talent, does that
lost.
mean that the team is better? And by the way, they did lose, by the way. And just because you got more talent, does that mean that the team is better? Because my team could be better even though you got more talent. And that's what you base it on.
That's all chemistry, how the team meshes, how it fits. Sure.
Which would
yeah.
explain why the Rockets won the NBA championship in back-to-back years.
Well, sure, you can say that.
So
I just
Jokic-
think
Go ahead.
I mean, I just look at a landscape of how NBA teams are constructed. I think nowadays it's changing a little bit more to having those 3-and-D players that are like kind of like the Indiana Pacers, kind of like the Oklahoma City Thunder. But like before this past year, you have to have like 2 or maybe 2-3 All-Stars to like get to the conference finals. And Jokic and Denver, Jamal Murray playoff
Before this
Jamal is a
year,
real
you
thing.
said?
I would say
Before-
so.
b-
I would say
before
so.
this year?
But
Even though
the-
when Milwaukee won the NBA championship, I don't think Drew Holiday made the All-Star
Middleton-
team that year.
Middleton was an All-Star. Drew
Okay,
Holiday,
Middleton
I'm pretty
was
sure was
All-Star.
all. Drew Holiday, I'm pretty sure was All-Star.
Drew Holiday, I think, was an All-Star in 22, but
Yeah, he made
they
the
were
All-Star
All-Star
team next
caliber
year.
players. Can you
Right,
name 10 players who played better than Jamal Murray in the 2023 playoffs?
No.
I mean, no, 2023. I mean, no.
Okay, but because he didn't make an All-Star team, that's your measure of help. Not ignoring how he actually played, ignoring
By
what
the
he
way,
did in the
I-
playoffs, ignoring that he
20
played
no.
at a level that was clearly above an
I
All-Star.
meant this past year, not.
But you said
2023.
23 Jokic was his peak, not 25.
Right.
You
I
didn't
mean,
say
okay.
this
I mean,
one.
how I
Mars,
have my
I bet
list.
you- I bet
How I
you
have my list is
LeBron-
like 2 to 3 years.
I know.
I-
Akil, I
I-
know.
so
I
23
know
to
for a
9.
fact-
Your
years.
problem
I know
is
for a
you
fact
watch
that
him
peak
swipe it
LeBron
too
and
much.
peak Jordan when they got clamped by Alex Caruso.
I mean, look, he was face guarding him. He had Chet and Hardenstein in the back. They were leaving
Jason-
Russ open. They
Jason
were leaving
Kidd
players
existed.
open. I mean, it's one thing where it's like the center is doing it and
JJ Barea?
compared to LeBron.
With Jordan, when
And
Jordan
there's a bunch of people when the Warriors won the NBA championship in 22 who scoffed at Andrew Wiggins making the All-Star team, by the way.
I mean, that was
Yeah,
Scoff.
shouldn't have made it.
Rightfully so. But
plenty of
because
people-
Jamal Murray is
and they won
absolutely
the
better
NBA
than Andrew
championship
Wiggins.
that year.
Yeah. Jamal
Look,
Murray is
I-
absolutely better than Andrew Wiggins.
I'm gonna say this: LeBron, Jokic, Jordan. I don't think it's like a drastic thing. I think it's kind of. In the
Oh,
same
we
category.
do. We think it's a drastic thing. Yeah. I'll
I
speak
don't
for
think
all
it's
of
that
us.
drastic.
Yeah, I'll
There's
speak
a
for all
gap.
of us. Maybe
I
not
don't
Penn.
think
I
it's
don't know
that
how
big
Penn
of a
feels.
Yes,
There
So-
definitely is a gap.
Okay, I'll speak
I
for
really
all of
don't
us.
think so.
We think it's a drastic thing. I just want
There's
to
a gap.
clarify. So the reason you think Jokic peaked higher than
I thi-
LeBron and Michael Jordan is because
I
you
think we're
fear
just ready
him
to have
more.
that conversation.
No, we're not. We just. I mean, me personally, I just don't like
It's
having.
kind of like
nonsensical
saying like,
conversations.
pull up the top 12 list again or top 13, whatever you guys said.
It was
15.
15.
Yeah.
Well, you just said
Did
it
you have-
yourself.
Did you have Shea in there?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
13.
He's top 13.
Shay's
He's right
13.
at 13.
Like you can argue he had a better peak than Chris Paul. Like if you
could
if you
argue
take
that.
this
Argue
past
We
year,
had
not,
that argument.
sorry.
We had that conversation yesterday.
I personally think Shay
Yeah.
did peak higher than Chris Paul.
Yeah, you could absolutely
you
argue.
yeah. So I mean, you can take some of the current players and it's like not afraid to put.
Could
them
you
in the
argue he
top
had a better
2
peak
to
than
3
Michael
players.
Jordan?
Who?
Okay.
Shea?
Yeah,
But he's not.
No.
He's not Jokic. That's what I'm saying.
and Jokic is
Your
Michael Jordan.
your logic with Jokic is based solely on that people feared him more. That's your logic.
Yes,
Do people fear
That's
Jokic
your
more
thing.
than they feared Shaq?
No.
No.
that's
Then I'm asking him.
No, because I mean,
So who peaked
They
higher,
had-
Jokic or
no.
Shaq?
Shaq, apparently.
I'm asking him. Because your
I would say
argument was
Shaq.
that they
I would
feared
say Shaq.
Jokic more than Bron. So
Well,
Shaq,
Not
Oh,
Shaq.
so
Shaq.
Jokic, LeBron and
okay,
MJ.
hold on.
Did we not?
'Cause I
did we
didn't
get a
really see
top
these
10
players.
list
I didn't
from you?
really see these players like actually.
Well,
like,
I did,
live. I'm
Akil,
only
I
going with
did.
highlights.
I did, and I can tell you.
Did
right
you
now,
see LeBron
I-
play?
Yeah, of course. I think Jokic just had more production on the court. That's all I'm saying. I just think
Based on
he just had more
you know what?
production.
You think teams feared 2023 Jokic more than 2018 LeBron?
See,
Yes. Yes.
that's where
Yes.
I'm having a trouble with. You guys always run to
Yes.
Miami.
Well, he
bro.
said 2013. It was his.
I
It
do.
was his take.
No,
That's why
for sure.
I followed
I'm
his
saying,
parameters. But
look,
this
I'm saying,
fear.
when I
I
think
mean-
of peak LeBron, I think 2018.
I think
It was
yeah.
nobody more scarier.
Didn't
Well, I
they
don't
call
think-
Jordan gods?
Black Jesus.
Yes.
Mars,
Black
the
Jesus.
Detroit Pistons comprised the defense to jump him.
So they feared Jokic more than God.
I'm
Is
sorry.
that
I
the
apologize.
assertion?
I am just
They,
saying. I'm
they
just saying.
feared Jokic
I am
more
just
than
saying.
the Lords.
I'm just saying. If you put like value on the court, production wise, I haven't seen anyone provide more than Jokic has done to his team.
I'm going to say this
and
one
all
more
the
time.
stats say the same thing. All the
because I
stats
don't
say the
think that
same
they
thing.
heard me.
All
They
the stats
put
say
a
the same thing.
defense together.
Win shares,
to
offensive
jump
box
him.
score minus
And the
everything.
plan was, if you looking on the floor, if the plan was, we're going to jump him, and the rest of you dudes ain't going to do nothing about it. That was
Every
the plan.
metric, every analytics says Jokic is the best player. offensively.
Can I tell you a really funny
Every
thing? about-
analytics says that.
hold on.
What,
Akil.
what analytics are these? by the
Akil,
way?
here's a really funny analytic stat for you. Okay, and this is going to be indefensible, but it's kind of crazy. Do you know that Ayo Dosunmu has more win shares on his career than Cade Cunningham? Do you
Okay.
see my
This is
point?
when the analytics.
It can be a little bit weird when you get
This is
too
what I'm
honed
talking
in
about,
on it.
He doesn't really play that
because it
much.
gets tricky. It gets real
Well,
tricky.
look,
Because
we can
in
go.
fairness-
We'll use the basketball reference stats, right? Because we're not going to pay for stuff.
Because
So,
Larry Bird
I'm not
got a
gonna
high
hate- I'm not gonna
defensive rating
say-
in
I'm not gonna say
2023 Jokic. So with 2023 Jokic has a lower PER than 2013 LeBron James.
PR is the
So-
worst stat in the world.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
use
yeah, I'm
that.
going through
probably
all
just
of the
had
basketball reference
wrong
stats.
year.
2023 Jokic has a lower PER than 2013 LeBron James. Okay, we'll go on to the next basketball
I
reference.
probably just had the
because
wrong year.
offensive win shares. 2023 Jokic. Where is he? Oh, I can't find him. Damn.
What?
He's below 2013 LeBron James. He's also behind 2014 Kevin Durant. If you were wondering, where is he? 2023 Jokic. Yeah, I'm getting to a point where I'm just gonna stop scrolling because I'm getting bored. We'll go to win shares
Okay.
per 48. He has a lower win shares per 48 than 2013 LeBron James. Well, box plus minus. This is the Jokic stat. 2023 Jokic has a lower box plus minus than 2009 LeBron, but not 2013 LeBron. He has a better box plus minus than 2013 LeBron. Congratulations. Offensive box
You
plus
done?
minus. Where is it? Oh, offensive box plus minus. He has a lower offensive box plus minus than 2013 LeBron James. VORP. 2023 Jokic has a lower VORP than 20.
I probably just had the wrong year.
Wait, does he? Does he? Actually, I don't want to lie.
So what year do you have, Akil?
Yes, he has a lower VORP.
So
So
I mean, how I did my peak. I mean, I didn't really do 1 year. I did like accumulation of like 2 to 3. So I didn't individually like scout out each single year.
Was it
So what years did you do?
I mean, I did 2021 to current,
And what years
or
did you do?
2020 to
Pereira?
current. The entire Miami, 2012 to 2014, 2011 to 2014.
Yeah, he's smoking Jokic.
09 Bron is better than you.
Look, I mean, I'm not gonna hate on. Okay, to conclude, I'm not gonna hate if you guys say Michael Jordan or LeBron is better than Jokic.
Oh, no, I'm
obviously.
not
should
even
just
discussing.
agree.
I'm not even
And I know,
discussing.
You should just
you're
agree,
gonna say that.
right?
Sure. It can be a disagreement. This is my opinion, and I'm just gonna stick with it. I don't think, with my 2 eyes, I've seen anybody have more production on the game offensively than what Jokic has done. He single-handedly will keep you in the game. I mean, they had no business. People said they were gonna lose the Clippers. They had no business going to Game 7 against Oklahoma. Sure, you can say he played bad in a couple of games, whatever. He still had that gravity to have the offensive load. Without him, the engine doesn't do anything. If you take him off the court, they're like a negative -10. Put him on the court, negative, positive, like 8 or 9. Shout out Jimmy High Roller for that video. I
When
just
did you
think there's
start
no
watching
more
basketball?
there's not a single person that has more of an impact than Jokic does. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just curious, and I'm not trying to be rude. When did you start watching basketball?
2008.
2008. Okay, so,
Yeah.
so I mean, you witnessed the whole damn LeBron thing,
Yeah.
and you come to
No,
the
I did.
conclusion Jokic is better. Okay.
I did. Because I mean,
I,
some of those
I thought
games.
you,
some
I
of
thought
those-
you might have been like Mars, where you started watching about game 2016, but
No, I watched those. I just feel like he could have done more. I mean, they were down 3-2 against Boston. Then he came back and he obviously did his thing. But I feel like they should have never been down 3-2 in the first place. Against Dallas, obviously everybody knows that. I'm not gonna harp on that. The Spurs, 2013, they were down 3-2 in that as well. 2014, I mean, blowout every single game. So I just feel like he could have done more to help his team win some of those games. Obviously his good games, he had production, obviously, but I feel like Jokic has done more to not be in those scenarios with less help.
All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get back into the list. So this is what it is. I would say, is there something that you guys disagree with? But we just had a whole Jokic
How many
conversation.
times is the guy
So-
losing? He's been to the conference finals twice.
So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We got Jimmy Butler at 15. Next, we have to figure out who's next on the list. Remember, these are current players in their peaks. Who is the best?
how do we not have Paul George this far?
Oh,
And I'm
God.
curious.
Because
Paul George
Ron and Ox are very anti Paul George. Very
okay,
anti.
and Damian Lillard.
Lillard. I think that's
When
what
you
I was
say
about to
you say Bradley Beal, I think you're anti Paul George.
Well, all right, but right now I'm not about to say Bradley Beal. Right now I'm about to say Damian Lillard. I think it's
Me too. I'm about to say
Don't you
Dame
think
too.
it's
I would
Dame
say Dame.
time?
I'm
Don't
about
you
to say
think
Dame
it's
too.
time?
Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
Dame.
Dame.
But
Yeah,
My
this
next
is
three
what-
picks are going to be Dame, Kyrie,
but
and
it's
Paul George. That's what
it's
we're gonna
very easy to argue that Paul George peaked higher than Jimmy Butler. Easily.
All right,
Easy
but
to argue.
Jimmy Butler's
Yes,
already on
it's
the list.
easy.
Yeah, it's not
easy
a
to
hard
argue.
argument to make. Yeah, you can make the argument for sure. We
Very
spoke about it a
easy.
little bit yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the argument, Pin. I'm truthfully not, but I just think Jimmy showed out significantly more, like in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, yes,
yeah.
I agree with
So
you.
we're just talking peak. You know what I'm saying? I seen Jimmy do some things. Paul George, all up, but I think Dame Dollar deserves this 16 spot personally. That's what my vote is.
I agree with
what's
that.
peak Dame? What's peak Dame Dollar? Like when not
2020
prime
to
Dame Dollar.
2023.
3 years ago. Sure.
So that's peak. So 20. So
what's peak Paul
so
George?
we're going into the
2018.
So it's after the bubble season.
Yes, 2 peaks.
Well, the bubble
So after-
season and then 21.
Okay,
and then
so
22 was a down
2019,
year.
20. So 2019, 2020, 2021, and then 21, 22, and then 22, 23. So we got a 4-year peak from Damian Lillard.
21, 22 was an injury year that he played, but
yeah, he got hurt that year.
Yeah, shaky.
Right. I could get with that. Damian Lillard was awesome.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
at
he was
16,
awesome.
we got Dame Dollar. All right. At 17, there are names such as
Paul George.
You got Kyrie Steele. You do got Paul George, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young,
Anthony Edwards,
Victor Wembanyama.
Wait, so who just made it, Dame?
I don't think Damian. I don't think.
I got Kyrie.
Paul George in there.
Is in that category.
I'd
probably go Paul George.
I got Paul George.
I got Kyrie.
Yeah, I got Kyrie too.
Peak Paul George is what? 2018, 2019?
It's
Paul
2018.
George?
He was top 3 in MVP and DPOY.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I do more than 1 year peaks. I do more than 1 year peaks. So
I don't think you've ever really been able to say that Kyrie Irving is a top 5 player in the league. And it was very easy to argue that Paul George has had multiple years where he was a top 5 player.
Paul George was not a top 5 player that
Paul
year.
George just had 1 year where he played at a top 5 level.
And he
you
wasn't,
get credit for that.
He wasn't
You
a
get
top
absolute
5
credit.
player.
It's not multiple years.
I'm pretty sure Paul George
he wasn't a top 5
player
player in the NBA. He wasn't better than Bron. He wasn't better than KD. He wasn't better than Steph. He wasn't better than Giannis. He wasn't better than James Harden. That's 5 names he wasn't better. He wasn't better than Kawhi Leonard. He wasn't better than them. But he played at a top 5
level.
level.
He wasn't better than Russ either. He wasn't better than Russ either.
In 2019.
He wasn't better than Russ. He wasn't better than Jimmy that year either.
2019, I'll give you.
That's the one he played at a top 5 level in 1 season, and you get credit for that because Kyrie, I don't think has ever played at a top 5 level in the NBA. But when I do multi-year peaks, I don't think Paul George's 2018 was close to the 2019 level. That's what I'm doing. I'm just speaking for myself. Everyone else decides to do is their decision.
No, that's what we had.
The reason I go
like
with Kyrie is because I think multi-year peaks is better than Paul George multi-year peaks.
Was 2020 was so 2021, 22 was that better? Like we talk about Kyrie Irving in terms of his peak. Like was it an extended period of time, or we just talking about different years? Because I think 16, 17 Irv was awesome, but I don't think that's peak Irv, right? I think that 21, 22 Irv that played with Brooklyn, I think he was fantastic. Had he been able to stay healthy, I think they could have won the NBA championship that year. I think they were that good. However, was that version of Kyrie Irving, the ball handler, the bucket getter, the efficiency, was that better than what Paul George was in that 1 season? Them two different years.
What's the 2 different years for Paul George?
No, just the 1 year for Paul George. Because I know you're doing multi-years.
Oh.
I know you're doing multi-years, and I'm thinking about what Kyrie Irving, because I'm thinking about multi-years. I don't think 18, 19 Irv was better than Paul George that year. 19, 20 Irv, he didn't play that season.
He didn't play, yeah.
No, he didn't play that
For
season.
me, peak Kyrie is 21 to 24. That's peak Kyrie too. Some people think it's Cleveland Kyrie.
21 to 24, chill. I think Kyrie was playing great, and he actually was playing some defense too, stepping on the defense. But we've seen Kyrie perform. Like I want to remind y'all of a take I made a while back about that 3-1 comeback they made against the Warriors. Yeah. Now, of course, LeBron James is the best player on that team, but we're not going to act like Kyrie wasn't side by side going band for band with Bron, leading them to.
He did the same in 2017 as well. I know they lost, but Kyrie was getting to it in the playoffs.
Kyrie has had some amazing playoff runs. He hit some big shots in the playoffs too. I think that shows a lot. Like in clutch moments, Kyrie outperformed Paul George for sure.
I
got Kyrie. Yeah.
Am I overrating Indiana Paul George a little bit? Maybe that
if that's what you think is his peak, then yeah, I think you're overrating just Paul George in general. Well, underrated.
There was a third team. There was a third team All NBA finish for Paul George in Indiana before the injury. I think, yeah, when he was 23 years old. I mean, I thought he was a fantastic player. Just watching
And
him.
chill,
Really
if I could also maybe sway your vote a little bit more too. If you look at Paul George and with the Clippers, I think he had some good moments, but I think there are some glaring folds with the Clippers. I think that's fair to bring up.
Kyrie from 21 to 24 averaged 27 points on 49.4, 40, 91.
Come on, chill. Yo, Akil, chill. Let's go ahead and get Kyrie on the list, man.
He's 0.6 away from 50, 40, 90 over 4 seasons.
Honestly, he was next. He was next on my list anyway.
Yeah, for me, it's Kyrie
Paul
and Paul George. I'm
and then
going
it was
Kyrie,
him.
then Paul
So,
George.
Yeah.
Paul George wasn't close to that.
Okay.
Not at
Sure.
all.
So 17, Paul George, 18, Kyrie. We're cool with that.
Yeah, that's right. That's my vote.
Yeah, I'm
No.
Sorry, Kyrie and then
Yeah,
Paul
they don't have Paul George next, but I'm just saying my vote is Kyrie and then Paul George. I'm making that clear.
All right,
But
so
Kyrie
as of right now, who are you guys voting for? Akil,
Kyrie.
you.
I'll go
all right,
Kyrie.
Mark.
I mean, it's either or.
All right, chill.
Kyrie.
That stretch that Mars just talked about has convinced me. It's Irv.
All right, so we got Kyrie at 17. So we just had Dame at 16. Kyrie at
Has
17.
Isaiah Thomas retired?
That's what I was thinking about that yesterday. Like, hold on.
Like, I think that's a valid question to ask because
Very valid
2017 IT.
He might go next behind Kyrie.
I'm not saying that. I'm just asking.
He can't do that because Mars is already. He's not eligible, Mars, because you're grading on multi years.
Yeah, but you guys aren't necessarily. So
and that's six. I am too. That 16-17 season with Isaiah Thomas. I mean, he was fantastic. He led the NBA in fourth quarter points, and that's. I think he averaged the most fourth quarter points since Bryant and Malone. Yeah, he had averaged the most fourth quarter points. He was incredible that year. Yeah, I won't argue that. But I hadn't seen anything like close to that. That was just the one season.
But is he eligible, Ron? Like, is he eligible? Like, if we wanted to pick him, could we pick him?
I would say no, because if that's the case, then DeMarcus Cousins and a lot of other guys.
And Dwight.
Yeah, so
Dwight
it's like
still hasn't retired.
I don't think Dwight's retired.
If you played in the NBA this last season. And if you're playing this upcoming season, then you can't.
Okay, because shit.
Well, yeah, I got Paul George next.
All right.
Wait a second. Chill. Can I interest you? Can I interest you in Donovan Mitchell?
I think that I think that we're seeing, like, we're entering peak Donovan Mitchell. So not yet. No. Mm-mm.
We're entering peak Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell, his last season, the I want to say the 22-23 season. I think that we just got that's the best that he'd ever been before he got to Cleveland. Never shot that well from the floor, never shot that well from the long ball line, never shot that well from the free throw line, and defensively he was better. So I think we just entered
a guy carrying the offense over there in Utah when they were getting 1 seeds in the West. I think that says a lot. I think that's a lot. Penn made some good points about Paul George, what he was doing over there in Indiana. But you got to remember, Chill, that was in the East. That was a weaker East.
You think Donovan Mitchell is better than D Book?
I was gonna go to D Book next if Chill's not interested in D Mitch. I'm gonna see if he's interested.
Are you interested in anyone but Paul George? Is that what's going on right now?
No, Paul. I think Paul George. I think we're in the right conversation right now for Paul George. I think this is the Paul George tier.
But we can acknowledge that there's guys that peaked higher than Paul George.
In two of those guys, me and Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker. Like that, I think Devin Booker 100% should be above Paul George. But I had
Booker next.
Yeah,
I got Paul George next, but I might have Devin Booker after that because I'm not thinking of anyone right now.
Some names worth considering.
But
Cat.
Akil, yes, Cat. I think Cat should be in this conversation. But to Akil and to Chill, to y'all, to talk to y'all about this situation, I think we need to get this list correct. And I think Devin Booker 100% peaked higher than Paul George. Yes, I do for sure. But
I made a finals run.
Yes, that was that. Oh, Devin Booker. I think. Wait. Hold on. Wait a second. Who do we just have on? Was that Kyrie?
Yeah, Kyrie.
Devin Booker's also like a really good playoff scorer too.
Yeah,
So,
I'm saying.
it doesn't,
I might.
doesn't it?
I don't. Okay, I think
Donovan Mitchell gets busy in the playoffs too.
That's
I'm
my
not saying he
point,
doesn't.
Chill.
I'm not
That's my
saying he
point.
doesn't.
Like
I'm just
let's
saying
not act like Donovan Mitchell didn't get directly at Paul George in 2018
2018?
during his peak. Got directly at him. Chill. I'm
Come
talking
on,
about
He's a
Chill.
rookie.
flame to
As
chill.
a
I'm talking
rookie.
about
As a
flame
rook.
to ass. Hey,
As a
chill.
rookie.
He averaged what 28?
Hey,
As a
Ron,
rookie.
I'm
He
a
went,
Pistons
he
fan.
went.
I get it.
Paul-
I get it.
He did his
Paul
Yeah,
George
as a
guarding
rookie.
him. I'm talking about
Yeah.
Game 7. Paul George
I'm-
Game 6.
a-
No, that's
I'm
the
a-
reason. Yeah, game 6.
Game 6.
I'm a
Paul George
Westbrook
folded.
fan, bro.
Hey, in
I get
unanimous
it.
fashion. He
I
went
get it.
2 for 16 from the field, 6 turnovers, and what did Donovan Mitchell do?
I forgot.
Right.
Yeah,
What,
2016.
Close the door on him.
what did Paul George do in that series against Donovan Mitchell and them? Come on.
Donovan Mitchell had 38 points in the closing game, where Paul George on the other end had 8 points, went 2 for 16, and had 6 turnovers.
And
But
Devin
for-
Booker and Devin Booker's better than
what
that.
it's worth, for
This
what
is
it's
peak
worth,
Paul George.
Devin Booker did against
there
Dallas.
is also the series in 2021 where Paul George and Donovan Mitchell went against each other and both played really well. So let's not act like, oh yeah, it's just every time Donovan Mitchell sees Paul George, it's something
16
crazy.
is glaring, Ramon.
No, I agree, but I don't think
But,
2018
I
is part of Paul George's peak. I think it's 19 to 21.
Why are
But
we leaving out? Like Paul George got busy in that playoff series, like 4 to 6 games. He got
which player
busy
series you talking about?
in 18. He got busy in that playoff series. The 2 for 16 is the glaring part. Don't
Chill.
leave out the
That
36.
was
He did
that
not.
was
He did
getting
not.
busy.
He
Yeah, that
did
was
not play
getting
good that
busy.
series.
You remember the
36
narrative?
36
you
and
remember the talk?
7, 32 and 6, 34 and 8. What we doing?
Chill.
Those
Over
is
the
numbers.
series,
Chill, those
over
are
the
just numbers.
series, he
He
averaged
got
20.
busy in that series.
Over the series, he
That
averaged
last
24
that game
points.
6 was garbage.
6
You ain't
rebounds,
never give
and he
this
shot
type of
40%
grace to
from the
James
field.
Harden. You ain't never given that type of
Right,
grace to
chill.
James
Come on,
Harden.
that's not fair. Chill. You got
James
gotta
Harden
look-
can be averaging 35. He have an 18-point closeout. James Harden was
And
trash.
just like no, whoa, we just know what's coming. Just
Meanwhile,
like
Paul George can go
We
2
know
for
it's-
16 in the closeout game.
Right, and we know what's coming.
It was good in this area. It was
We,
interesting.
but
Yeah, who-
no,
who is Harden behind?
but
Who is
again,
Harden
he
behind?
did.
He shot
he
40%
got
from the field and averaged 4 turnovers per game.
Okay,
just-
so he did the same
Those
thing.
turnovers-
He did the
losing
same
the
thing in
series.
he did the same thing in 2017 when they lost to the Cavs. I think he went 5 for 21 in that closeout game. So we know it's coming. I'm the same thing that's going on with James Harden. I do the same thing with Paul
You're
George.
excusing
I'm not
that,
going to act
Chill?
like he was completely off. I'm not excusing that. What I'm saying is that I'm not saying that he was completely trashed the entire series. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Same thing like
okay,
James
that's-
Harden.
I
James
think
Harden
Paul
did
George.
not
We think
completely
Paul
trash
George had
the
like.
entire
I think Paul
series.
George had like 2 good games in that series. Game
Sure,
1 was good, and like game 4 or 5, one of them games was good. Other than that, he didn't play particularly well, and he had a couple stinkers. And game 6 was an outrageous stinker. Like he played.
Mhm.
He wasn't. It
Chill,
wasn't a
if we-
very
if we
good
can-
series. He was mid at best.
If we can look past the loss,
Playing
the
by
loss
Joe
of the
Ingles.
series, if we can look past the loss of the series
He should be on this list.
and acknowledge a player played very well, Chill. I want to point your attention to this year's playoffs with Donovan Mitchell and what he was doing in the playoffs this year with a hurt team and losing to a team that went to the finals and took OKC to 7.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I think we should look at what Donovan Mitchell did this year with a hobbled team. And if we can look past losing the series based on playing very well, I don't think Paul George has done what D Mitch did.
I'm not as
Well, he
high
already
on
told us that.
D Mitch in these playoffs, but
I think that's fair, Chill.
I'm higher on.
I think that's fair. I think
If you-
even you think
Well,
that D Mitch is better than Paul George. I think you're being
Well,
reluctant because you think
no.
that D Mitch
If
has
you
more.
use multi-year peaks,
That's why.
I think
for that
I
reason
think
right
it's
there.
got to be Mitchell. If you use 1 year, it's going to be Paul George. If you use
Well,
5.5
Which one
games,
year? Which
on
one
a
year?
wi-
The year with Donovan Mitchell.
2019.
The year when Donovan. Oh,
no, that was the year they played Portland, but he had the
Okay.
shoulder injury against
Oh,
Portland.
Yeah.
The
this
year
year?
they played Portland.
I think
This
Devin
year?
Booker's
That
better than Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, that year. I think Devin Booker's better than Donovan Mitchell. So
I do too.
I do.
yeah, I don't know.
I know
21 to
Carlos
like
did
24 D Book. I don't know how he's not better, personally.
yeah, the conversation changes as you measure differently. Like obviously, if you look at 5.5 game sample in January when it's windy, you might come to a different conclusion about
Like, do
somebody.
we remember what Devin Booker was doing in the 2023 playoffs?
Let's talk about
He
it.
was
Let's
frying
talk
them.
about
with
it.
him, with him,
Let's
with him
talk
and Kevin.
about that.
Like
Because
before,
Mars,
before he rolled his ankle against Denver,
Just-
before Devin Booker rolled his
He was
ankle
shooting
against
almost
Denver,
80% from the
this
floor,
is
something
this is
goofy
what
like
he did. I'm gonna read game by game, and then I'm gonna tell you the averages. He
was
started the
better,
playoffs with 26 points on 53% shooting. He then had 38 on 64% shooting. He then had 45 on 62% shooting. He then had 30 on 48% shooting. He had 47 on 70% shooting, 27 on 53% shooting, 35 on 48% shooting, 47 on 80% shooting, and then 36 on 78% shooting.
Yeah,
He was averaging 37 points a game and 7.5 assists.
Right-handed guy.
He was
I got
frying.
you, but-
And then
Come on,
Devin Booker, like he was it was like him and Michael Jordan were the only players to average that over like a certain amount of
Let's
games.
go, y'all.
Like
Put
he
your
was
hands up.
going
He was
ballistic.
and 2 years
50%
before
from
that,
three.
we make a finals run.
What?
Like,
What'd you say,
come on.
Akil?
I say he was shooting 50% from three too.
Oh, Akil, put your hands
He
up.
was
Put
he
your
was
hands
going
up.
ballistic. He was going ballistic.
Huh?
It was Devin Booker was doing some ridiculous things in
And I
that
think Don-
postseason before he rolled his
Am I the
ankle.
only one voting
Well,
for
first-
Devin Booker right now?
First and foremost,
Yeah, I got.
first of all, y'all
Wait,
dudes
what-
ain't got
I'm
to
fine with
Ox,
it. I'm fine with it.
Ox, you don't have to sell me on Donovan Mitchell. Because Mars, to your point, when you're talking about what he was doing in them 23 playoffs, I mean, Donovan Mitchell in the bubble was nothing short of fantastic in that Denver
Absolutely.
series. Even though they lost in round
Even
one.
though they
I
blew
mean,
a 3-1 lead and he had an 8-second
They
violation.
did. They won. That was awful. That 100% was awful. But to your point, I mean, Donovan Mitchell did. He had 57 on almost 58% from the floor.
And you want to put Paul George above that, chill?
Shooting 40%. Ox, first of all, Ox, you ain't got to sell me on Donovan Mitchell.
No,
you do not.
But,
You do not
but
sell me on Donovan Mitchell.
I have
But-
to chill because these past couple weeks we have been so serious about making sure that these lists are correct, right?
Sure.
And
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell has some very big moments in the playoffs.
He had,
in the
he had-
playoffs,
He had 30. He had 30 on 70% shooting, and he shot 85% at the long ball line in game 2. 85%.
Hey, but also let's not act like that playoff series against Denver didn't happen when him and Jamal Murray was in the bubble.
They went at it.
But, hey, both going crazy.
That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking
That's when you
about.
talk about
But
where he averaged
so
38.
when is peak Donovan Mitchell then? Like what years are we
See, that's-
deciding? What
that's
single
such
year?
a
What
big
year?
peak.
That's the thing. And see, that's
you
the
choose,
thing.
you choose, Mars. This all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying, chill. I believe that next after Kyrie should be Devin Booker, then Donovan Mitchell, and then we could talk about Paul George.
I think 23 and
I'm not
24 is
trying-
the best Donovan Mitchell ever was.
I'm not trying to knock Paul George. I just want to make sure that we get
His first year in Cleveland.
teammates.
His
He
first year in
was-
Cleveland.
His first 2 years in Cleveland, I think, was Donovan
Yeah.
Mitchell's best years.
Does it
So
does
that's
it
what-
matter
that's
at
why-
all that
Are
Paul
we
George is
taking
by
1 year or
far
2
the
to
best
3 years?
defender here?
I think it matters.
Are we taking 1 or 2 to 3 years?
It's kind
That's for everyone
you
to
can take
decide.
1 year,
Is it 1 year?
Everyone's doing
Is it
it.
1
Everyone's
year
at their
Paul
own
George
discretion.
2019?
I'm just making it clear. I'm doing
I'm
mine,
going
man.
with for the most part, like, and I will factor in 4 years. I will factor in, multi-year. Some people, like for Paul George, it's really just 1 year because I think that year was
It's 1
just his
year.
outlier year. Some people like Donovan Mitchell, I'm taking playoff runs and playoff series. Like that's the best.
Even
I've
if they're
seen.
like years apart, like
Well, I mean,
Mars, you
that
did that
just
with-
means
you
he
did that
showed
with
it to us
Kyrie
multiple
Irving?
That's
times.
because he's
no,
consistently
I
at
used
a peak.
2021 to 24. I
So-
used all the years consecutively. But Ron is just saying he's picking from years.
If you've reached those heights multiple times, then yeah, like Kyrie Irving, for instance.
Okay.
I
feel you.
you went to Brooklyn with Kyrie. I just can't dismiss the finals where he was tearing the Warriors up. I can't dismiss that.
Boston
even though
either,
it was years apart, Boston as well. Even though it was
Boston
years apart,
Kyrie is underrated. But
like
Come on.
Kyrie on the biggest stage ever got it done, and he made a shot that will forever be ingrained in our memories.
so
Like,
is
that
Anthony
means
Edwards
something.
not valid?
We're gonna get to him. Hey, no. Don't
'Cause I
mistake
think
this.
I
Mars.
think
We
Ant's the
will
best
get
two
to
guard
him.
in the league, which means I think he's better than Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker. So I think he has a horse in this race if we're bringing up those two.
No, for
So
sure.
what-
I
so
just
what
don't
you-
think
what
he's
you're
peak
saying
higher
is
than
it
these
should
two
go-
just yet.
What you're
I
saying,
don't
Mars,
think
it should go Kyrie, D Book, and D Mitch.
What I would probably do is Kyrie, obviously. D Book, Paul George, D Mitch, and that's probably what I would do.
Okay,
All
let's
right, well,
get D Book on the
let's
list.
do let's do this. So, who are you guys voting for next? I wrote down Booker, but I got Book.
I'll
Mars,
go with
sounds like
Book.
you got
I'll
Book.
go with Book. I'll go
Ox
with
got
Book.
Book. Akil, you said Book too?
I mean, if it's 1 year, I'll take Paul George. 2 to 3 years, I'll take Book.
So which one do you
So
want to take?
I mean, I'll take Book, I guess.
All right, so Book has it at 18. Now 19.
I
What we
Gotta
got?
go with D Mitch.
I
I'm
go
taking Donovan Mitchell.
I'll go with Paul
Gotta
George.
go with D Mitch.
I'm taking Donovan Mitchell.
I feel like 19 to 21. Paul George is being underrated a little.
I'm gonna have
No,
to
he's
go with
awesome,
Donovan
Moss.
Mitchell, too.
But
Top 3 in both
but-
MVP and
But
DPOY.
this Donovan Mitchell that we've seen over the last 3 years has been nothing short of fantastic.
But he's never
Yeah.
been top 3 in MVP.
If you talk
Or
about just
DPOY.
single, if you talk about just single year, like
Yeah.
Zion's got to be in this conversation too. But if you talk about multi-year, that's when he goes out.
What,
the window.
24 Zion? Was that the year he played like 70 games?
Yeah,
That 1 year where I don't know how many games he played, but when he was averaging like 27 and 9.
No, I think that was like
29.
21.
He played 29
21.
games that year. It's
But that's-
2023, I think.
I just think that shit is so. Like he just said he wasn't top 3 in MVP votes. He was top 5 this year.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
he was top 5 in a 2-horse race.
Yeah, but
We
still,
already know
George
he
was
was
top
gonna
3
right.
in a 1-horse race.
Right.
No, it was also a 2-horse race. It was Giannis and James Harden.
Yeah.
right.
But Paul George was legit. Like he played.
Yeah,
better than
but Mitch, but we, like we already talked about, and I don't want to keep beating the dead horse. Like Mitch got a bunch of them, though. Like, and I would say more than one of them are higher than what Paul George got to.
I mean,
And
last
Sheila,
year.
I know you think that D Mitch still got more to give, and I think that
I
just
do.
shows how. I think that right there alone proves how much better he is than Paul George. If he's already played at a higher peak than him, and you think he's not even at the summit or whatever, the top of that peak, yeah, it's easy. D Mitch goes next.
I may
So-
be in the minority, but I feel like Draymond Green and Rudy Gobert need to come up at some point.
Rudy Gobert.
Yes,
I was gonna say Rudy Gobert.
I had them at
we
like
right here
bottom.
today, brother. That's
And don't
23,
forget about what
24.
Donovan Mitchell did not this season, but last year in the playoffs when he went up against that Orlando team and basically threw him on his back to win the series.
Oh yeah, and then before he got hurt against Boston, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, don't forget.
My
about
thing is, I kicked your ass in your peak, and I wasn't even in my peak. That means something to me. So I mean, I got Donovan Mitchell though.
Yeah, I got Mitch too.
Penn, who you got?
sure. Donovan Mitchell.
Good work, Mitch.
He's already made it, right?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
I got Paul George until he makes it.
Yeah, I got Paul George then again.
But hold on. One
I
second.
got Paul
Wait,
George
yeah,
until he makes
wait.
it. Like, I don't,
Is there
Keeping it
any
down.
way? Is there any way that y'all would like to talk about Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns,
I got Paul George until he makes it.
DeMar DeRozan?
I got Paul George.
I don't
There's a
even-
lot of
actually, yeah,
names.
you probably do
There's
think DeMar's
some
better.
names like we should recap it. Julius Randle, Brad Beal, DeMar DeRozan,
Brad Bill, come on, Brad Bill at his peak. Are y'all
Back-
serious?
I mean, he's
Back-to-back
not
last
he's
four
not making
seasons?
my top 25,
He's
but
not bad.
I'm
Paul
spitballing names.
George.
Pascal Siakam, Zion Williamson, again, multi-year peak, throw him out.
Ooh.
Trey Young, Kevin Love, Kyle Lowry, Klay Thompson, Jalen Brunson, Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green. There's a lot of names.
I
These
want
are
to
the
talk
names.
about Victor Wembanyama.
Oh shit. Oh.
Was Paul
Multi-year.
George at his peak? Yeah, top 3 MVP, DPOY. Cool. Was he better than Wemby this year?
Yes.
When he played, no. No.
I go Paul George.
Wemby only played like half
Okay,
the
all
year.
right, but Mars.
Wemby only played like
I
half the
don't
year.
know what this.
No,
Y'all gonna bend this
I know
list
why
to
Ron
get
is
Paul
anti
George
Paul
off
just
it.
because it helps the Russ agenda. But I don't know why Ox is anti Paul George. But I got Paul George until he
I'm
makes
not anti Paul George. I'm talking.
Wemby only
about
played like half the
amazing
year.
basketball players.
Ox just
Was
hates
he
podcasters.
better
So
than
what?
Victor Wembanyama in
Anthony Edwards and Victor Wembanyama get no love right now.
Well, Wemby played 46 games,
Multi-year
and I'm doing
peaks?
multi-year
Okay,
peaks.
well then
so no.
get him
And
out of here.
if Ant plays at the level he did this year for 2 or 3 more years, I got him over Paul George. But he's only been 1 year being one of the best.
You got to be here for 3 years. Is that what y'all saying?
3 years for me. I don't think 2024 Ant is better than like peak Paul George. 2025 Ant, maybe. So multi-years, I'm fine with Ant. I just don't think right now I would have him.
Yeah, Ant was especially the way Ant played this year, the way he was shooting the ball this year.
This year, yeah, for sure. This year, I'm. You could say this year Ant was better than 2019 Paul George. I'd probably disagree, but you can make that argument. But like going forward, I expect Ant to be better than peak Paul George. Obviously, Wemby, but Wemby played 46 games. Like,
What was that 46?
we might as well throw Zion on the list if that's the case. Like, legitimately, we might as well throw
I'm not
Zion,
mad at that.
which I have no problem with, by the way. But like, if that's what we're doing, then I guess. But I got Paul George until he makes it.
Oh no, so okay, so no Brad, no Anthony Edwards, no.
I'm not. I don't think Bradley Beal's going to make the top 25.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm voting for Anthony Edwards right now.
Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton get any love here? Multiple years?
Finals run? Eastern Conference Finals run?
I mean, I don't know. You could really debate Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, Klay Thompson. Like there's some good names here, man.
Yeah, Klay Thompson, Draymond,
Jaylen Brown.
Hey, chill. Can I?
Jaylen Brown,
What you
Klay,
say, Morris?
Jaylen Brown.
DeMar.
A Finals MVP, Jaylen Brown. That's a high peak. Locking
like
up Luka in the finals. That's a high peak.
21 or 22 to like 24.
Deep playoff runs?
So chill. Can I interest you in Jaylen Brown, Rudy
No.
Gobert?
We can talk about Rudy, sure. Yes, we can. We
Let's
can talk
talk
about Rudy.
about Rudy.
If we
Let's
can
talk
talk about Rudy, we gotta talk about
over
Draymond.
Paul
If we talk about Rudy, we
George.
gotta talk about Draymond.
Yes, let's do that.
Let's talk
Yes,
about
sir.
Draymond then.
Mm-hmm.
Why is no one talking?
Yeah.
Okay, so what years of peak Draymond are we doing? 16 and again, what are we talking about?
15 to 17 probably.
Right, and what are we talking about in terms of play? We're talking about a great defender, and
The best defender in the league.
Best
in my
defender in the
opinion.
NBA by far.
in addition, by
Kawhi.
far is he a better?
Kawhi.
Yeah, don't forget Leonard's in the NBA during this time.
Well, yeah, but Kawhi for sure. But
From
the
15
versatility,
from 15
the
to
I
versatility-
think he's the best defender in the league. I think he's the best.
The
defender.
versatility is
Because-
Draymond be able to guard 2 through 5 though. Chill.
Because I think that he's better than Jordan. I don't think Jordan is in terms of big guys. I don't think that Jordan at that time was in
DeAndre?
Draymond. Yeah, I don't think that. No, I don't mean Michael Jordan Moss. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
No.
He's
What
better
I'm-
than
what
him too,
What I'm saying is during that time, as a defender, how much he affected the game, is that better than what Rudy Gobert did? Yes, and here's why. So Rudy was able to be taken out of the game later on. So like in 21, when they stretched the defense, Rudy wasn't very good at guarding at the long ball line. He became better at guarding at the long ball line. Draymond didn't have that issue. In terms of guarding bigs, Draymond was able to guard bigs because I think we primarily talking about on the defensive side of the ball just right now, right? We'll get to the offensive side of the ball in a second. Even though I don't think the offense is a question, I think Draymond is clearly a better offensive player during that time than Rudy has ever been. With that being said, I think on the defensive side of the ball, I think he impacted the game a little bit more. I think he was a little bit smarter. I don't think you could take Draymond out of the game physically. I think you can take him out of the game mentally because he did get thrown out of a couple of games. And I think that was to the detriment of the Golden State Warriors. I'm not going to argue that point. But if I had to choose between the two, I would say Draymond in this particular instance.
Could you make a case, if we're just talking peak here,
Yeah.
Pascal Siakam over Draymond Green?
Pascal over
I think
Draymond?
there's a certain value on all-time great defense that maybe gets slept on a little bit.
I get it. I mean, again, like the toughest cuts for me on my list were Pascal, Zion, when I was thinking 1 year peak, Trae Young, guys like that. But when I think about the two-way impact, Draymond, how much of that value offensively is inflated by where he played and who he played with, and how much of that skill set can be replicable by a guy like Siakam if he doesn't have to worry so much about the offense. Siakam at his peak was a hell of a defender. And
Not close to Draymond, though. Not even.
No, not Draymond.
He was a really
But on
good
the other
defender in
side,
the NBA.
But on
Draymond
the
was
other
just-
side, Draymond ain't never been anything close to Pascal offensively either. And I do think as passers, like
Wait a
can
minute.
get-
You mean as a
can
bucket
make-
getter or as an overall offensive player? Hold on, Penn. As a bucket getter or
Both.
as an overall offensive player?
both.
Siakam's
Oh,
quite
we're
comfortably.
talking about a guy that controlled the whole offense.
Yeah. I don't know if I
Siakam
wanna
is
go that
quite
far.
comfortably a better offensive player than Draymond.
He's more efficient. He's got way
bucket
more in
getter.
his bag. He's a much better
As a bucket
shooter.
getter.
Like
As a
I
bucket getter.
honestly, one of the things that I always wanted to see,
They ran the
you know,
offense through Draymond.
when like with Siakam was I would have loved to see him get traded to Golden State so he could play with Draymond. That would have been great for me because I just thought the synergy with him and Curry would have been so beautiful. Like I can
Yeah, but that's what you're thinking is gonna happen. We've seen how beautiful the offense is with Draymond and Steph Curry. We know.
Right.
Know
Draymond did say,
But-
with Draymond.
But we
and
just
Klay
saw
Thompson.
Pascal do this with the Pacers, you know.
Y'all convinced me. I'm voting for Draymond.
yeah.
I'm actually fine with Draymond, to be honest.
So
Yeah,
Ice got
Draymond.
Draymond. Mars got Draymond.
You know the
Still
best thing
got
Nah,
about
I still
Draymond?
got Paul George until he makes it.
I'm actually gonna join that. Paul George.
Yeah, I got Paul
Come
George
on,
until he
man.
makes it, but Draymond will be my next pick.
Akil, who you got?
Are you gonna tie it
Yeah,
up?
I mean,
Akil,
same
or-
Paul George and then Draymond.
I'm sticking.
Does Chill have Paul George or Draymond?
Draymond.
That's 3-3.
Wow.
How you know it's 3-3? I ain't even say who I got
Because
yet.
you not picking Draymond. We know you're not.
Draymond has never touched.
I mean,
being a
you're not
top
picking
5
Paul
player
George.
in the
You're not
league,
picking
Joe.
Paul George, so it's gonna be 3-3.
He's
Paul
touched
George-
being a top 5. He's touched being a top 5 defensive player in the league. Paul George.
So
never
has
did that.
Paul George. Paul George hasn't been a top 5 defender in the league. Please
Who
say that.
guarded Bron better?
Oh, come on now. Who had a bigger?
No, who guarded Bron better? Paul George or Draymond? For real, I'm serious. I'm a serious question.
They
And
both did a
Draymond
great job.
100% was the best defensive player in the game. Paul George was in the conversation. Draymond
Yeah,
was the best defensive
Paul
player in
George
the
was
game.
never the best defensive player. In the
Okay,
league.
No, he wasn't.
Absolutely.
Yo, but like
What's more peak
Paul
than
George
guarding-
was
than guarding
also in the
LeBron?
conversation as a top 10 offensive player
Guarding
in the game.
Jokic, apparently.
And
Still.
Draymond has never been a top 50
Wait a
offensive
second,
player.
and Draymond locked him too.
Oh my god.
Not like Caruso.
Now Draymond. Now to
Be for real.
Pascal Siakam's point.
Now,
Pen,
to your point,
to
Akil, we're talking about a player that you said has the highest peak ever, and we seen Draymond put shackles on him. So how could you not vote for Draymond Green right now?
I seen Draymond do a really good job.
That
for
Denver had nobody
the
on that
first
team.
2 games, and
Yeah,
then the last
okay,
3 he was
but-
getting
but-
fried.
That's fine.
but
When have you ever seen that level of defense? I think it's time we start talking about defense on this list. Draymond has a
I
peak
agree.
on defense that we have that Akil, you have never seen.
But then I feel like Paul
We
George
saw
has been selected
Draymond-
against Donovan Mitchell and Devin
we-
Booker.
We saw Draymond in 2020 when everybody was injured. He didn't do anything with that Warriors team.
Paul
he's
George
a
is one
product
of the
like,
best
two
wing
players
defenders
around
in the league.
he was still a peak defender.
But it didn't really
No,
impact
there
anything.
was nobody else out there to score the basketball.
Yeah,
he's
and that's
never
why
been there.
I believe Paul George is going to be it's a way better peak than Draymond.
You guys are hyping this Paul George peak. I'm telling you. I average, especially for you guys saying multi-year peaks. He had 82 games. That was it. I'm telling you, it was there's nothing multi-year about it. I averaged 21 points. I shot it up to 28 because Russell Westbrook was spoon feeding me, and then I averaged 21 the following season. This
Fact,
isn't a multi-year
if we're doing multi-year, which is something I've heard come out of each of your
was
mouth
1
multiple
year.
times, then you can't possibly have
2019
you
to
can't possibly have Paul George
2019 to
over Draymond.
2021, Paul George was averaging 25, shooting 40% from 3, and being one of the best wing defenders in the league.
Akil, look up
Okay.
the defensive analytics on
21,
Draymond Green.
Let me
21,
introduce a
23.
name that has not been
Yeah,
talked about,
28,
but I think
21 and a half, 23. That's what he did. And then 2022 in limited sample size, he played 20. He averaged 24. He's not the greatest volume scorer. 28 is obviously an outlier. Paul George is absolutely a 21 to 24 point per game scorer while being extremely versatile. Someone who can create their own shot, can shoot the hell out the ball from 3, could get downhill, and then was one of the best wing defenders in the NBA. What's hype about that? What did I just say that was hyping Paul George?
Nothing.
No, I
Of
said
all the
hype
statements
his
I just
peak.
said, what did I hype?
No, everything
No,
you said was
nothing was
true. I'm just saying you're hyping his peak compared to some of these other guys.
And
And I
Draymond Green.
what do you mean?
I feel like you guys are
We-
just underrating at this point.
What's wrong with that? Saying Paul George has a bad peak than Draymond Green. What's wrong with that?
I mean, y'all are going with Draymond. I think I mentioned some
Well,
other names.
I pick Paul George. I just think if we're going to start valuing defense, which I've been valuing defense the whole list, I just feel like Paul George being an elite wing defender was undersold in the campaign for Paul George above Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. And Anthony Edwards, I don't know if he made the list
I see what you're saying, Mars. I see what you're saying.
because he clears them all on defense. And like, unfortunately,
but
Indiana
even-
Pacers Paul
even-
George isn't his peak, but that Paul George on defense, menace. Like,
And
he
to
was-
Penn's point, Draymond did say in those 2019 finals, Siakam kicked his ass. He did say that.
Randall did that to him this year. We're not saying Julius Randle's
And,
name yet.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean Siakam did his thing, but when you I've even heard that Draymond Green was the second best player in that Warriors dynasty. I've heard that he was the most important player, obviously on defense. All this. Well, I'm talking about from beginning to end. From beginning to end.
Yeah.
I've heard that Draymond Green was the. I've heard that he was the most impactful player on that dynasty. And that was a big run. So I'm trying to figure out how are we underselling what Draymond Green has done to the league.
I just go ahead after Paul George.
That dynasty changed the course of history on and off
Absolutely.
the basketball court. And Draymond Green was the centerpiece of that with Steph Curry. There is
think
no
we're looking at
Steph in this
Paul
dynasty
George.
without Draymond Green. I think we
I
all
agree.
have to acknowledge
I
that.
agree. I agree.
And-
There's
and
no
for- and
Warriors
for him-
dynasty
for him-
without Draymond. I agree.
For him to be that impactful on the best dynasty we've seen in recent history, I think Draymond Green needs a lot more love for this because it wasn't.
What
just,
is this? Is this 19 or 20?
This is 20.
I see
This
what's
is
going on.
this is the
Okay.
place for Draymond Green.
They
I
trying
can't-
to
what's going
prove that
on,
Paul
Mark?
George don't have a top 20 peak because that's the point they made last week. So the moment we get
never
Draymond
said
20,
that.
they're gonna be like, oh yeah, Paul George. Yeah.
I never even said that. I don't even, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
I don't
fine with
have any-
Draymond here. We're going in circles. I think it's Paul George, but I'm fine with Draymond here. Like, there's no point staying.
Draymond Green
in
be putting his fingerprints on the whole game.
It was gonna be a tie. Well, it was gonna be a tie. It was gonna go to the chat, and the chat would have picked Paul George, but it's taking too long. So I'll just whatever. Draymond.
Yeah,
Paul
we've
George
been up
is-
here for 3 hours.
So Draymond?
Let's go with Draymond.
I think I want to go with Paul George though.
Oh, bro.
Okay, so
All
run the
right,
poll.
all right.
run-
We'll
run
go
the
with
poll.
Draymond. We'll go with Draymond. All
I
right,
feel like Paul George is being extremely underrated.
Draymond is at 20 now.
Paul
21.
George
fellas.
now.
I got Paul George until he makes it.
Paul George.
Can I interest you?
I've got Paul George until he makes it.
Can I interest you in Rudy Gobert now, Chill?
No.
Oh my
No.
god.
Not over.
Okay,
Paul
can I
George.
interest you in DeMar DeRozan right now, Chill?
No.
Clay Thompson.
No? Okay.
Chill,
Can
Carl
I
Anthony Towns?
interest you in the immortal
Big
Klay
Cat.
Thompson?
Mhm.
Chill, Big
No,
Cat.
Paul-
All right, I got Paul George.
no.
Carly Towns
Paul
getting
George.
slept on, yo.
Anthony Edwards, chill.
I'm not taking Cat
Best
over
shooting guard in
Jalen
the league.
Brunson, so I'm just making that abundant.
But hold on, no. Paul George was never the best shooter. in the
Oh, I
league.
forgot about Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, people tend to forget about current players. I don't know why, but
Yo,
These are all current players.
Trey Young.
I got Jalen
yeah,
Brunson.
but I mean like guys who are currently peaking. People seem to forget about.
Akil, say that one more time.
Trey Young could be up here. Not here, but like 24, 25.
20,
Yeah, he could. He was cut for me.
26 and 11.
2021. Yeah. He averaged 30
26
and
and
11. Eastern Conference Finals.
I've got Paul
He
George.
has a case.
I'll take Paul George in this particular situation. Yes, I would.
I'll take Paul George here.
Pin.
Paul George
All right.
or Scotty Barnes, whichever one you want.
Paul George. Is
Hey, oh,
coming
you know Scotty Barnes.
All right, Paul George is coming in at 21. Yo, we got 4 more names to throw
Merry
on this
Christmas,
list.
Drew.
All right, chill.
Fellas, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Out.
He's chill.
All right, we got 4 more names to throw on this list. Let's go ahead and run through it, fellas. Names like Anthony Edwards, Carl Anthony Towns, Trey Young,
Jalen Brunson, Clay Thompson, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan. That's the list.
Probably go with Anthony Edwards.
Akil, you going with Ant?
I'll probably go with Ant. Yeah.
Okay. Pin, who you want to go with?
I will go with Anthony Edwards.
Mars, who you rocking with?
That sounds fine.
All right, that's majority rule. So Anthony Edwards is on the list. All right, next up, who you guys got?
Can I interest you?
Who are the names left?
Kevin Love.
No,
Oh,
No.
Oh,
what
Hell
the
no.
hell?
no.
Yes,
Hell
absolutely.
yeah, you
Yo,
can't
we're
Kevin-
tripping.
I think I might have cooked.
Over
I think I might
Clay
have cooked.
Thompson,
No,
over
no,
Jalen
no.
Brunson.
Yes.
No.
Yo, we
Look,
might
over
need
Trey
to
Young.
go
Supposed to be
back.
higher.
We might need
Over
to go
Trey
back
Young,
to Kevin
Jalen
Love.
Brunson, Clay. No.
I
DeMar.
think I might have cooked. I think I might have cooked.
No,
man.
Kevin
He
No,
Love's
but
definitely
Kevin Love,
did not
he-
cook.
Kevin Love's peak with the
Well, yeah, but
Timberwolves.
you're yapping. Everyone else saying I'm cooking, so I'm gonna tell you.
Yo, I'm talking about I'm talking about Kevin Love.
Over Gobert? No.
I mean, I did mention
Over
Kevin
Rudy Gobert?
Love,
No.
by the way. You not.
Ah, well, no one heard you. You didn't have the accent.
That's true. That is true.
Kevin Love was different. I ain't gonna lie. He was kind of tough.
Nah, Kevin Love. Kevin Love's peak 2 years, 26 and 13,
Kevin Love was putting in work.
26 and 12, 20 and 15.
Numbers,
18 and 14?
numbers.
Now
Not a
numbers
good
don't- now numbers
defender.
don't matter.
Not a good defender. Never a good defender. Was a
Okay,
third
we look at
option when
Rudy's-
he
we look at
finally
Rudy's
won.
offensive numbers.
Did they make the
I
playoffs?
mean, like he wasn't
Come
a good.
on,
He
man.
wasn't.
They did not
Wasn't
make the
good.
playoffs.
How y'all want to be taken as a serious basketball show and you tell me Kevin Love peaked
Because Kevin
higher
Love was like
than
that.
Clay Thompson? What are you talking
Kind
about?
of did. Like Klay Thompson, individually, he kind of did. Like,
Well, this
if
is
you-
but
if
this
you-
is
if
what
you're
I'm saying,
factoring
like
in
the
winning,
individual
okay.
thing. So if Clay Thompson isn't playing with the greatest shooter of all time, then he's the greatest shooter of all time.
But he,
Well,
If
no,
Steph Curry
he's just
doesn't
the best
exist,
shooter
on his
Klay
team.
Thompson is the greatest shooter of all time.
but
I
Steph
still don't
exists.
agree with that statement,
Like,
but that's besides the point.
Who's
either way
better?
it goes, Steph exists.
I don't think Clay's the second best shooter of all time.
Reggie Miller?
I think
Ray
Klay-
Allen?
Next is Kevin
I
Durant.
I do think Reggie's better than Clay. I also think Ray's better than Clay.
Cool. I'm
But
saying
those guys aren't.
if Klay Thompson ends up in a shitty situation like Minnesota, I'm pretty sure he'd give you 26, 27 points per
Yeah,
game.
but Penn, he did
And
it.
he's a good
But he
defender.
didn't.
What?
He didn't.
I also
But
highly doubt.
Sometimes we
Clay's
live in the
able to
real
give you
world.
20.
You know, this isn't.
I also
fairy
highly
tale
doubt
land. We get
someone as
games
limited as a
course to
top
history.
creator is able to put up 26 points per game for a full season. But
But all right, y'all. Who we voting for at 23?
I also think the defense would majorly fall off if he got given that offensive burden. But
I think I got Rudy over K Love though. I think I might vote
I
for
feel like
Rudy
I might have to
here.
go with Klay.
I think I might have. I got Rudy Gobert or Jalen Brunson. Probably Jalen Brunson.
All right, so
If
Ah,
two
so you
people-
got-
I'll
you
go
got
Rudy.
Rudy?
I'll go Gobert.
I got
I'll
Rudy.
go
Yeah, I got
Gobert.
Rudy.
all right,
You
Akil,
think
who you
Rudy's
got?
better than Jalen Brown?
I'll go Rudy Gobert.
All right, Penn, who you got?
I mean, initially I had Gobert, but now I kind of want to do to Gobert what y'all did to Paul George. Snub him.
Good luck, Penn.
I'm fine with Rudy
Can I
Gobert.
interest
I'll
you
change my vote to
in-
Rudy Gobert. I'm fine with that.
Can I interest you in some Kyle Lowry? No.
Yep, I got Rudy.
No.
All right,
You
y'all.
could
Rudy,
interest me in Kyle Lowry. I would be interested, but
Rudy Gobert at
I
23.
got Jalen Brunson.
All right, Mars got Jalen. Akil, who you got?
You already wrote Rudy Gobert. Nobody agreed to this.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Ox
Yeah.
voted for Rudy. And,
Ox, Akil, and Mars.
Oh
Austin Rudy.
man.
I'll go Trey Young. I'll go Trey Young.
I got
Trey
Trey
Young
too.
is better than Jalen Brunson.
Trey Young peaked
I'll say,
higher
yeah.
than Brunson. Yes.
When's Trey
I
Young's
just,
peak?
I disagree with that, Mars. I got
20,
Jalen
21.
Brunson.
Eastern Conference Finals.
2021 Trey Young is better than Jalen Brunson?
Hey, multi-year
20,
peaks. He's in the last 4 years,
22.
he's been better than Jalen Brunson.
What?
Yeah, including this year.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, including this year.
Hey,
I got Jalen Brunson.
Who
I
you got,
guess.
Penn?
I take shit. I'm abstaining. I'm wasting my vote on Kyle Lowry, bro. Y'all respect Kyle. No, Klay Thompson. What am I doing?
Kyle
Klay
Lowry was
Thompson.
great.
Klay Thompson. I'm going Klay Thompson.
All right, well,
You
we don't have enough
think
time to
Klay's
take it
better
to the
than Jalen
chat. So,
Brunson.
Penn,
You
you
don't
got to
think
choose
Klay-
between Trey Young and Jalen Brunson.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Trey Young.
Do I have to? Is he? Ice Trey coming in at 24. Yeah,
I
baby,
don't-
we
I-
made it.
that one doesn't make sense to me, but I guess.
Yeah, that should have been Jalen Brunson's name.
Yeah,
But
I don't. I got Jalen Brunson again.
Well, maybe
I got
Jalen
Jalen
Brunson
Brown.
should average 29 and then maybe he can make
This-
it higher on this list.
this is
I
my
just-
thing.
I just think Trey's a better passer, like way
He is a
better
better
passer.
Yeah, he is.
yeah, for sure.
Trey's a better passer than like everyone on this list except like 4 people. But
Yeah, except
I'll put
like one.
Jalen Brunson here.
everyone other than Jokic, Bron, and Luka, who's a better passer than Trey?
I'm surprised
Chris
we
Paul,
haven't
Chris
gotten
Paul,
any
not Chris
DeMontis Sabonis talk from Ox. I'm very surprised, actually. Not even a mention.
No, I'm
Bam
not
is
thinking
being
of-
slept on.
I'm thinking
All right,
Klay
so-
Thompson and Jalen Brunson right now. Those are only
Peak
two names.
Bam
And Jalen
before
Brown.
the offense fell off a cliff.
I
He was
make a
next.
very, very solid
Oh,
case for DeMontis
I like
Sabonis
Jalen Brown.
over
Who
Kevin
y'all about to
Love.
rock with? Who y'all got?
Peak Al Horford.
No.
I know he's not going to get any love. I refuse.
Peak
to
Andre
disrespect
Drummond.
Horford.
Y'all not
Peak-
leaving
peak
Klay
Andre
Thompson off this list.
I
Well,
can
Jalen
do-
Brunson is better than Klay, so
Shit.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with JB.
Jalen Brown.
No,
Yeah.
Jalen. What?
Jalen-
Jalen
I like
Brown.
I like the Jalen Brown.
When I said
Jalen
JB, I
Brown-
meant Brunson, but I would not be
Nah.
opposed to
But what
Brown.
is well, I
I
don't
wouldn't be
think this
opposed.
list is terrible. 20 through 25 is a bit shaky, but I don't think we've done too bad.
I think this is a really good list, Joe.
Yeah, I think we've done all right.
Actually, I got Kevin Love.
Oh, right. That's right. I forgot about
I got
Kevin
Kevin Love.
Love.
Blake's retired. To Sosa in the chat.
So Jalen Brunson.
Jimmy
just
Butler's
getting
at 15.
Snubbed
Jimmy
off
Butler's
this
at 15.
list.
Who's being snubbed?
Jalen Brunson getting snubbed off this list.
Because you're not picking
Wait,
him.
that's your fault, Penn.
I'll
You
pick
chose
him.
Trey Young. He would have been at 24. You chose Trae Young.
Well, if I don't pick Trae Young, then Trae Young gets snubbed off this list.
I don't think Trae Young not making it is a snub. That's the difference.
Better Brunson than Trae.
It's pretty snubby.
But all right, y'all.
I don't even know. I don't know if Trae Young's better than Halliburton, but that's besides the point.
I mean, shoot.
Who's the final pick y'all making? Akil, who you got?
I got Brunson, but a year from now, I think Jaylen Brown can make that. So I'll go with Brunson for right now.
I'm going Clay. Yo,
Just
I'm
wait
not
till
penalizing a guy for sacrificing his offense when I'm completely aware of how much he provided on both ends. Klay Thompson pre-injury was scary shit, man.
He cooking.
We disagree
now.
on the level of sacrifice that you appear to.
Yeah,
he sacrificed. He absolutely sacrificed.
I think Clay
chose...
made it abundantly clear how he didn't sacrifice. So I disagree.
Who you got, Morris?
Jalen Brunson.
All right, 2 Jalen Brunsons, 1 K Love, 1.
I like Rudy Gobert gets disrespected because of his offensive limitations, but at some point, all-time defense has to mean something.
Akil, who'd you get? Who'd you go with?
Hi, Brunson.
Brunson. Oh, Klay Thompson. So
Yes,
1 Klay Thompson, 2 Brunsons. Big Ox, who you rocking with?
I got Klay Thompson.
All right, so I'm the tiebreaker between Klay and Jalen Brunson.
You just said you had JB.
I do got JB. I'm sorry, Klay. And Dynasty championships and all of that. Jalen Brunson, what he did in these playoffs was you didn't touch that.
You think Pete Clay is better than Bradley Beal?
Yes.
I'm asking. Asking.
Way better.
No, I do not.
Okay.
No, I do not.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yes, no, I do not. It was a bunch of names right there, and like that at the bottom 3, I just kind of they got jumbled in. But
okay.
All right, so this is the top. Let me change this. Top 25 current peaks in the NBA. Akil, cover your ears. We got LeBron James first, Steph Curry second, Jokic third, Kevin Durant fourth, Giannis fifth, Kawhi sixth, Joel Embiid seventh, James Harden 8, Luka Doncic or Anthony Davis 9, Luka Doncic 10, Chris Paul 11, Russell Westbrook 12, SGA 13, Jason Tatum 14, Jimmy Butler 15, Dame Dollar 16, Kyrie Irving 17, Devin Booker 18, Donovan Mitchell 19, Draymond Green 20, Paul George 21, Anthony Edwards 22, Rudy Gobert 23, Trae Young 24, and Jalen Brunson is rounding out the list at 25. That's that.
Yeah, I don't hate the list.
I
think 20 through 25 got shaky, but the top 19 I actually think is fair. I know obviously everyone's gonna say we don't know ball, but I actually don't think we did too bad for a 8-person.
I think Harden could have been a little bit higher.
I think Jokic could have been a little bit lower.
Yeah, disagree, agree, opinions.
All right, y'all. We got a few super chats, so let's go ahead and make it happen. The first one is from Masinko. Masinko said, "Don't forget, Emeka made the Olympic team in 2004 too. I know that team was a letdown, but Emeka was seen after UConn as one of them."
Yes, he was.
Shout out to Emeka.
I mean, you don't just get drafted number 2 for no reason.
Shout out to Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Yeah, he was good in college.
All right, Jonathan Frazier said Ron and L host for sitting and letting this dude ignore trying to rewrite what we just saw 2 months ago. Get him off the floor, Ron. He's killing us.
Hey, I stand on what I said. You don't fear more player than Jokic. I stand on it.
You don't. Yeah, maybe you don't.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
From watching him, that's just my opinion.
Shout out Big Yoke. Eddie Wilson sent through a super chat and said Pau Gasol in 2018 would not be revered as a near top 5 player in the league. So that deads the whole difference league argument.
I agree with that.
Well, I just don't care about that argument. I just think AD's better than Pau Gasol, but
he wasn't top 5 in the other.
All right, the next super chat is from Kareem NYK 2001. Kareem said Shaq, Magic, Bron, MJ, Kareem, KD, Dirk, and Wilt clear Jokic offensively. Y'all overrate Jokic's passing, even though his style has been replicated.
I don't use the word clear amongst like the tier 1 guys. I just feel like they're all in that same tier. But I do think parts of Jokic's game do get overrated, just generally. But I do think he's still the best offensive center ever. Him or Shaq, probably him though.
Victory the Great said this can't be a question. Bron's peak clears Jokic's peak, or is greater.
It clears Ron, MJ, Shaq. They're better than Jokic.
Agree to disagree.
Absolutely. Let's do that.
Kyle G said Scotty Barnes 5-game peak.
Those 5.5 games be underrated, yo.
March Jalen Green I was very tempted to say March Jalen Green, but I knew he wouldn't get the love he deserved.
I would have been right there with you.
2026 Jalen Green will be on this list. Just watch.
Shout out JG. Hunter sent through a super chat and said, I'm never hiring Jordan as my detective. His ass not on the shit.
He spent like 20 minutes on Emeka Okafor's high school career.
Shout outs to Emeka Okafor, yo.
No, for real. The next super chat is from Maradi Tanzambi. Maradi said, this guy is a casual, so defense doesn't even matter, even though LeBron clears him on defense. This is all offensive argument. This is peak. Both sides, bro.
So what I said.
For as well, Jokic defensive box plus minus is higher than Bron's. So
H-Town T 44 said, Jordan, you tripping, bro. Emeka from Houston, bro.
And he would know because he's from Houston as well.
Facts.
So,
I don't know. Maybe he might be. I don't know how old he is. He might be a little older than Jordan though. You got to think Emeka came out of high school in what?
It was 2004.
2004.
But no,
he came out the league.
He came out of UConn.
It was 2001.
2001.
Yeah, 2001. So you got to think Jordan was like 5.
how old do you think Jordan is?
Jordan's like, what I don't know.
Jordan's
29.
29, 30.
29. He was born in 96 in January. So he's 29.
Yeah, so 5. That's
He's oh shoot. I thought he was
he's
older.
29.
My bad.
he's
I thought
29.
Jordan was 50. My bad.
all right.
Zacchaeus Houston. Maybe he could tell us, the real about Houston. But shout out to Zacchaeus Houston. He became a YouTube member today. Salute to you. I am your God 76 said Mars is cooking this Joakim Noah extra crispy.
Peak Joakim Noah was a problem. Just want to put that out there.
Shout out Peak Joakim Noah. Love
He should have known
Fadina
too.
said, Ron, wish my Pookie Bear aunt a happy birthday. It is Anthony Edwards.
Oh, he's
birthday
24 now?
today. Yeah. Salute to Ant-Man. Happy birthday.
Who just sent that super chat to Ron?
Love Fadina.
Love for dinner. You about?
Oh, I be seeing him on. Yeah, I be seeing him on Twitter. He like I'm number one fan.
Yeah, and he's about to be a single mother too. What?
Dane the Man 135 became a YouTube member. Shout out to Dane the Man. Love that profile picture. J Dot said Braun clears.
What a hot take.
All right, y'all. It's been a hell of a show. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. And what would you say? Don't drink and drive. Call your mother.
And never
Drink
ever,
some
ever.
water.
Merry Christmas.
Drink some water, y'all.
All right. Oh, also no playback tonight. Yeah, just no playback tonight. But we'll catch you guys on Thursday for our Throwback Thursday edition. Yo, Keel, before we get up out of here, Keel, where can the people follow you and find you at?
Courtside Takes 5.
You got good content too, so y'all go check them out. Go
I'm about to get spam hate comments on it on the Jokic stuff though, but it's all good.
That's right. That's that builds character. Hey, Ron, put that.
It happens.
Put that graphic back up real quick. That W graphic.
This one? You talk about this?
Okay. Oh, is it no? Oh, that's right. Nafis is out for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we're just not able to watch the game tonight. So we'll catch you guys on another WNBA stream. Also, From the Logo is up next. So y'all be sure to tap in later today. Other than that, we'll catch you guys at the same time, same place tomorrow morning. We out.